talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic. It's time now for Cuz Radio.
What up, Cuz?
Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding?
Talking with the Cuz.
Go Cuz. How you doing?
Stairs rips one into the night.
Stolen by the doctor. Yes, he's got it. Here he comes. Way rock the baby to sleep and slam dunk.
Look, Cuz, don't even try it, okay?
Now here's Anthony Gargano.
Why don't you get the hell out of here, Cuz?
And a good Thursday morning, Philadelphia. I'm Andrew Salchunas alongside Jamie Lynch. Good morning, Jamie. Ah! That was my, who was that? I don't know. Howard Dean? Harry Dean? The guy that ran for, you ever remember the old Chappelle Show skit? No? I don't know where that came from. Pyah! You remember that guy, the politician? Start over. And a good Thursday morning, Philadelphia. Hey. All right, dude. Listen, did you have that one ready? No, I don't know where that came from. Chamber? No, I was just talking with Ray. It was just natural? Yeah, I felt like a pyah! So we're here. We're live. Great Good morning. Freaking start to the show. The boys are all beamed up this morning. Well, yeah, we're beamed up. We're slopped up because we're getting fresh slop at the beginning of the show from the wind gusts, which we'll get to at some point. Probably I think the Windy brought that out of me. Yeah? Yeah, I think it was all windy and you're fired up. I don't know. I think this thing's got legs. The Sixers can say what they want. Legs. Yeah, what do you say, legs? I don't know. The Woj story, I'm sure we'll get into from this morning with all the latest on Dame. They can say they don't want to trade Tyrese Maxey, but if it really comes down to it, you got to sleep on that one. Yeah, no, you can't go untouchable. I'm still bothered by the terminology. I'll be completely honest with you. Just like the word casual triggers me. Untouchables bothered me too when it comes to a player who's a good player. Like Tyrese Maxey is a good basketball player. Did you see what he tweeted last night? The Hakuna Matata. Yeah. I played that this morning for Coop. Oh, did you? Did you like it? Yeah, he bounced around a little bit. I'm nervous about showing Lion King to Skylar because of the the Scar Mufasa scene is just wait a little heavy, bit. Man. Yeah, wait a little bit. Yeah. Too much. But the rest of it's good. Yeah, maybe just fast forward. But the coyotes, it gets real dark. Yeah, just fast forward past that part. So we got fresh slop that we'll get to in about an hour or so. But what I want to start off with is something that we were touching on 2 weeks ago. Or no, excuse me, last week. And we were going to get into it at some point. And I think today's a good day for it. Especially coming off of the Mike Florio report from earlier this week regarding the field condition in the Super Bowl. There's a lot going on with this gambling stuff in the NFL. I have a question, and it's hard to phrase it. I think you kind of put it best earlier today when I asked you, how do we phrase this question? And you basically said, does any of it really matter? Is the NFL just foolproof? And here's what I'm getting at. The sport of football will forever be number one, right? We love football. We love Eagles football. You wait an entire week to watch the Eagles play. About football? Yeah, give me let's do a top 100 list. I miss it. He said that to me on the phone today, by the way. I don't doubt I checked in with Anthony, and he literally said, I can't wait for football when I get back. I'm like, dude, you're on the beach in Italy. Shut up. Stop thinking about the NFL. It's crazy, man. But the NFL's king. Football, the sport of football is awesome. I know we complain about penalties, and we complain about, quarterbacks can't get touched, and, the kickoff is pretty much gone. So there's things about the game itself that people are bothered by. But let's face it, during football season, you're waiting all week for the Eagles to play. You're annoyed on Tuesday and Wednesday because there's no football game. You're waiting for Thursday night. Of course, the entire slate on Sunday is so much fun. So football itself, the sport of football, forget the league, just the sport of football will forever be number one. Yes. But now when you get to the league, my first thought is it almost too big? But I think you put it perfectly, is whether or not it's foolproof. Dude, it has almost gotten out of control, everything that's happened recently. Just to kind of go through it. Recently, we've had the gambling issues. Calvin Ridley was suspended an entire season, and we knew there was more to come. And now you're getting guys that are suspended for 6 weeks because they gambled, but not on the NFL, but they did it on the team's facility. You're not allowed to do it on the road because technically you're working for the team at the time. You're not allowed to gamble on sports when you're at the facility. You're definitely not allowed to gamble on the sport itself of football, of the NFL, and yet there are players doing it. You're sure as hell not allowed to bet on your team or the team that you're playing against, And people have done that recently.
Yeah, I think Isaiah Rodgers took an over on Jonathan Taylor rushing yards.
Yeah.
Probably a pretty good bet.
Probably a good bet.
But if you're Isaiah Rodgers, I think it was $1,000 bet. What are you doing?
Yeah, look.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. But so you have everything going on with gambling. The freaking Super Bowl, the field conditions were poor for the Super Bowl, dude. Not week 2. Remember when the Bears and the Niners played and there was that monsoon? Like, okay, that's nature, right? You can't stop that. They built a field inside a dome and the conditions were terrible. And then the league tried playing it off as the Eagles were the ones that made the mistake because of the cleats. I don't understand suspensions half the time in this league. You have the gambling suspensions. Poor Josh Gordon can't get on the field because he smokes a little weed or more than a little
ridiculous.
bit.
And then years later, the league's
weed.
like, wait a second, this weed's better than the painkillers.
Right. But so that's crazy to me.
I think if the league can survive the CTE concussion scandal, they can survive anything. Because we literally, it changed. I don't have sons, but if I did, not saying girls can't play football, they can't. Either way, I'm not doing it before age probably 11 or 12.
Right.
So it changed the way I view youth football, but I know as paid professionals and these guys have a chance to, get some life-altering money.
Make millions of dollars.
They know what they're up against, but the league covered it up.
They did cover it
for
up.
a long time, and they survived that. And you had Junior Seau and some really sad stories, and they kept on chugging along and growing and getting bigger. And now it's at the point where, I don't believe they could ever fail.
Is it too big? Is the NFL too big? And this is you're now flexing Thursday night games.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That can't happen. Not only are you putting your players at risk who they have to follow schedules to get to that Thursday night game to still be, being able to stand on their feet and play the game, but now you're also screwing over fans, right, who book trips, like we talk about Vince from Philly Sports Trips. Now all of a sudden the game got flexed to a Thursday night or flexed out of a Thursday night. You've already taken off from work. You've already made all these travel plans.
Yeah, the fans are the least relevant people in the formula.
Right. But my thing is, it's not even about football anymore. It's about everything else. And, is that a problem? NBA slop season, we have so much fun with the NBA slop, but it's about roster construction. It's not like we're talking about slop and it's going to change the way the league is. It's about roster construction. This gambling thing's no joke when it comes to football.
So take a guess what the 2022 NFL league-wide revenue was. Just guess.
Tens of billions of dollars.
$18 billion. An increase of $12.2 billion just 2 years prior.
Oh, my God.
In 2020, it grew $12.2 billion. Look, it's too big to fail.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not saying...
Even with all the sickness in it. I mean, dude, when you think about Henry Ruggs, situations like that where it's just just heartbreaking, terrible stories. And
his teammate,
and Ray Rice.
His teammate, Arnett.
Yeah, there was 3 guys in Vegas that got in serious trouble. But all these things, CTE, right? I don't know. I don't think gambling's gonna even have a chance to bring it down.
Well, I'm not saying, and I want to make this clear. I'm not saying will football be around in 5 years?
No,
no, not that. But I mean,
but it keeps growing through all of this. So what
will
possibly
there be a moment though where you're all right, this is
now
to the point where dude, the field of the Super Bowl.
That was a joke. They should be embarrassed by that. And for them to be telling
think about
teams,
there's so much do this sports book, this sports book. Ignore this. But watch this. Ignore the man behind the curtain. To the point where they couldn't even have the field right. And I'll be honest, it still bothers me, man.
Yeah, the sod father.
You could
scumbag.
not have the field right in the biggest game of your sport. Imagine forget football for a second. You're at a convention and you booked the wrong place. 4 Seasons Total Landscaping. No, think about that. This is
so funny.
This is your job. This is your big moment here. Their big moment is the Super Bowl every single year. And you had a poor field condition inside a building.
And nobody outside of Philadelphia talks about it or cares.
Are we sure?
I don't think anybody that is a non-Eagles fan
They don't care.
thinks that's even a story.
They're just like they're eating our tears.
Yeah, basically. I mean, the Super Bowl brings in, I was just looking it up, an audience of 115.1 million viewers. And they put that product out in front of 115.1 million
Yeah, and you know
viewers.
what? The viewers will be up next year.
Yep. And it'll probably be 117 next year. And nobody cares outside of the Eagles fans. The NFL literally can do no wrong.
So the question is the NFL foolproof?
Yes.
Like we were saying, Roger Goodell, you could just put, you could put Cooper could be the commissioner of the NFL right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it'll be fine.
Yeah. You could put a baby up there and it won't skip a beat.
But I want to know, like, can you ignore all this stuff? And maybe that's what I want to ask at 610-632-0975 is, can you ignore everything? Because, dude, it wasn't that long ago where it became very political in the NFL, and there were a lot of people that were, like, bothered by it.
Oh, yeah, the Kaepernick thing I forgot about, too. You remember how many people said, I'm
never watching the NFL again.
Well, it's grown.
Yeah, it's grown. Like, I don't think there's anybody that actually lives up to that, saying I'm never going to watch the NFL.
Because we love it too much. I mean, it owns a day of the week. Literally, my Sundays come fall, I'm like, all right, let's not make any plans.
But do we just love football, or do we love everything that goes with the NFL? Like, I love the game of basketball, but I love the NBA because I do love the slop and everything with it. I don't necessarily love all this other stuff that's going on with the NFL. Like, I do just want to watch football. I think baseball needs to get past their old ways of just baseball, right? Like what Ellie De La Cruz did last night, I think is awesome for the game of baseball. I want more theatrics with baseball. I love the theatrics with basketball. I think there needs to be more theatrics with hockey, especially just like the personalities of the players need to, loosen up a little bit.
I think outside of the sport, what football does the best is it brings people together.
Okay.
Because you're not getting together with your boys watching a Friday night Sixers game all the time.
Right.
And getting wings and having beers and popping down on the couch or at a sports bar.
Like you said, football
for
Sunday,
6 hours. But Sunday,
you're going red zone.
hey, you're hitting up Ray. You want to meet me at Maxie's and just do a full slate? We'll watch all the games.
It sounds like a great time.
Yeah, we'll bet on it. We'll get some wings, pitchers of beer. The other sports don't lend to that unless it's a big, big game.
Right. Like a World Series.
But for the NFL,
It's
it does
week
it 1 through week 18. It's 18 straight weeks of getting together most times with friends and family and screw it. Let's just sit down, be lazy, ingest some stuff that's horrible for us,
right,
and watch a sport we all love. It's great.
So we'll start there. 610-632-0975. Let's kind of talk about the state of the NFL, not the state of football. The sport of football will forever be great, but I'm talking about the league itself. Like, I'll be honest, dude.
The Washington sex scandal, like, that was barely a blip on the radar. They were stealing cheerleaders' passports in Mexico and basically pimping them out to big clients.
And they just keep going.
Yeah, I mean, there's been like pervert cams in locker rooms.
Yeah.
Nothing affects this league. They're bulletproof.
So is the league bulletproof? 610-632-0975. We do have some more Sixers NBA slop coming up. We'll get to later on this hour. The Vault's come up at 11, so we'll do the slop before the Vault. A lot in store for you today. 610-632-0975. He's Jamie Lynch. I'm Andrew Salchunas, and this is 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Phillies beat the Rays. I'm Ray Dunn.
10:20, 97.5 The Fanatic. Andrew Saltunis alongside Jamie Lynch. 10 o'clock hour brought to us by Window Nation. Take advantage of Window Nation's 50% off all sale and all style windows. Plus, make no down payment with no payments and no interest for 12 full months. Call 866-90Nation or visit windownation.com. Phillies with a nice win yesterday against the Rays. Can't believe it.
Juan Walker, 6 wins in a row for him. He's at 10 on the year. You know what? Rough first 2 innings, and then he was pretty much untouchable. He's intriguing.
No, he is, and this is like we're gonna get into something.
We could be raking
on.
the Mets over the coals here.
Oh my God,
stealing Walker and Wheeler from them, and then like basically raising them up.
Yeah.
And I meant Tampa Bay Rays.
That's good work.
But that's a nice little feeling to steal 2 of their pitchers when they keep, the Dark Knights of the world. And
you get Scherzer, you get Verlander.
Yeah, and we're just taking their like 4th and 5th.
The only thing they lucked out with was DeGrom.
Yeah.
He goes to Texas and already done for the season.
Really nice win, though, last night. They were hitting the ball. Nicky goes yard.
And this is huge. After dropping that series to the Nationals, which just can't happen, to come back and take the first 2, you already won the series. You can hopefully sweep
versus
Tampa.
the best team in baseball.
And I was worried about this series. Like, I'll be honest. I was hoping they went 3-3 during this 6-game stretch, which was 3 against Tampa and 3 against the Marlins. I was hoping they went 3-3, which was basically you drop 2 of 3 against Tampa and you win the series against the Marlins.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping the best would be. I didn't think they'd take the first 2. I didn't think they'd win the series.
Imagine if they can go 4-2 on this road trip. That's really impressive. But you got a Christopher Sanchez game today. Get excited.
Maybe he'll keep him off balance, Jamie. I don't know. You lose this one, you at least won the series, and then you try to beat the Marlins before you go into the All-Star break, which going into the All-Star break,
series.
Red hot. Like, I know the National Series will continue to bug me, but I'll ignore it if you win these 2 straight series to go into the All-Star break following an incredible month of June.
Yeah, they're are they still playing at the second best click in baseball since June behind the Braves?
Yes.
I think they're better than the Rays in June.
Yeah, the only team I think was better than them was the Marlins,
maybe the Reds.
But then the Braves swept the Marlins, so I think the Phillies kind of surpassed that.
It's pretty impressive. I think there's clearly a position they need to upgrade here, and I think they're as good as anybody in baseball, honestly. And I know that kind of sounds...
You can make the case that they already are. Like, it's just they had a slow start to the season.
You got to get Schwarber out of the field. Like, we can say it every single day until we're blue in the face, but you're giving back some of his RBIs with his play in the field. So if you can upgrade that, you're good.
You're also expecting Harper to be a good first baseman. I don't know.
I am expecting that. He's a baseball robot.
Okay.
I have confidence in him. And I could be proven wrong, and I could look stupid in a couple weeks.
I'll be honest. Something I'm worried about, and this is very simple. The runner on first, ground ball to Harper, tag first. He does the snap throw to second.
He started throwing.
Re-injures himself.
First to second, I believe, last week.
Okay.
They're not going to put him out there if they're worried about it.
Right. I know. It's just,
and how many times a game are you throwing first to second?
Not often. But
maybe once.
Could be that one throw. I don't know. Maybe that's the pessimist inside me.
I don't know. I feel like he's Wolverine or Deadpool, and like we're fine. I'm not. That's not even a concern to me.
Okay.
To me, you got to get Schwarber out of the field pronto, and you're a really good baseball team.
Yeah, and then you got to figure out something with the 5th starter. With all due respect to Christopher Sanchez,
but I think they're planning on Painter.
I think that was slightly a mistake because
now I think they're planning on him in like a 35 inning role. Now it's like, all right, we don't have to like tax him, but we can, get him a taste of the major leagues
at some point.
Yeah, and because how often does a 5th starter come into play in the playoffs?
No, it doesn't, but you're going to need to keep on piling up wins.
But if you're winning 4 of the first 5.
Yeah, look, you're right. I'll take it.
To me, it's just clear as day.
I get worried about added stress. Like Sanchez was great. He pitched 7 innings the other day. He might not pitch 7 innings today. The bullpen then gets taxed. And then you're like, all right, Wheels, Nola, like need you to go deep.
Yeah, maybe you bring up a McGarry at some point. I don't know. He's building his
couple years now.
Yeah, well, he's going to be 24 soon. So,
come on,
it's about time.
Let's speed it up.
Yeah,
we did this with Spencer Howard. You found out he sucked.
He needed his peanut butter and jellies after running to first.
That was
insane.
That wasn't like he legitimately said that. Like that was the reason why he pitched well one game. I had a peanut butter sandwich, and that's what. Like, dude, what?
What?
Like, whatever, dude.
But yeah, the Phillies are on a roll. It's a shame that National Series existed because other than that,
Yeah, because like I keep on thinking about it, even though like they beat the Rays, so I should stop thinking about the National Series.
hey, look, they had beaten the Nationals like 28 of the
Right.
last 31 times. So it was just kind of
Yeah, it was just one of these like they were hot, and then
I know.
they lose the series to the Nationals. And then
Baseball's
everyone,
weird, Andrew.
And people, they scored 19 runs. Like, yeah, but what did that matter? They lost the series. I
Yeah.
don't care that they scored 19 runs in Game 2 of the series in which they lost.
But I think what you're seeing now is they compete against the Braves. They beat the Dodgers. They beat the Diamondbacks. They beat the Rays. They're beating a lot of playoff caliber teams. And that's all I need to like. I can excuse a National Series,
Right.
When you're beating
the Rays,
all the playoff teams.
and if you beat the Marlins, who are ahead of you in the standings, that would be a pretty big deal to close out the going into the All-Star break.
yeah, I think momentum into the All-Star break is big there.
Oh yeah.
And it's there was a time I have a Phillies flag out front of the house. There was a little period there where I was like, oh man, should I take this down? They stink. It was like the Cleveland Indian maintenance guys on the field.
Yeah.
Oh no,
They
we
still-
stink.
they
We stink
still-
again.
yeah.
And now I look at the Phillies flag and I got the smile back. I got
That's
the pride
good.
back.
All right, I
This
like
team's
that.
legit.
Well, I have a question about the Phillies that we'll get into in about an hour. Speaking of them being legit and shocker, overreacting to early struggles.
What?
Well,
Philadelphia fans?
us?
Never.
What? Really? So we'll get into that later on. 610-632-0975. But what we're starting off with is this NFL question that I have for you. Whether or not the league itself is almost getting, I don't even know how to phrase it, out of control. Like it is, it's a lot right now, dude. Like this gambling thing is not going to go away anytime soon.
No, and the thing where my brain goes with this is everybody that I heard Shefty talking a little bit about this with the morning show the other day. Everybody that got suspended, I'll be honest, I didn't know who the hell they were.
Right.
So
Maybe that's the message.
Are they, see where my brain goes is that everything's corrupt and everything's a scam is, all right, the league's covering up for some big names because there's no
Hell yeah.
There's no way that other big names. It's just all these guys who are fringe NFL players,
Right.
Who
Well, they don't make as much money, so they need to try to make more money.
Yeah,
No,
okay.
there's a guy that makes more money and goes, I can gamble more money.
yeah, which quarterback's betting on the league that they're covering up?
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's how corrupt I think the NFL is.
And they need to do whatever they can to stop this because here's the deal. Like I had this thought go through my mind the other day. I was doing the show with Connor on Monday when we were filling in for the entirety of the morning show. Let's say you're an edge rusher and you bet on your team. So, you're doing the Pete Rose. I never bet against my team. Yeah, you bet on your team. Try to roll the quarterback's ankle?
Yeah.
Now, that's gamesmanship, period. You're trying to take out the opposing team's quarterback because that's going to give your team a better chance to win. And we know every week matters because there's only 18 games in a regular season. But you put down $5,000 on your team. You're going to win your money if you take the opposing quarterback out. So you might get a 15-yard flag. Maybe you're fined $15,000 for your cheap shot. You roll over on the ankle. But you cashed in your bet.
Yeah.
Because you took Patrick Mahomes out.
Yeah, I mean one of the stipulations in the CBA is you can't have other people bet for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So
What's it like in fantasy
Venmo, right?
land?
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on.
Well, don't even do Venmo if
Well,
you're,
no.
you know what I mean?
No, you're
Straight
doing all
cash,
cash
homie.
transactions.
Hey.
Yeah.
Here's 50.
Yeah.
You know?
Straight
Venmo this
cash.
person. You start making this go as far away from you as possible. Here's $50. You Venmo this person who's Venmoing that person who ends up. Yeah.
And one of the other rules was you're not even allowed to enter a sports book. Okay? Hey, Billy.
Everything's an app.
Billy can, well, no, the app can track.
Well, yeah.
But hey, Billy, can you go to the window for me?
Yeah.
Here's 50 G's. Put it on my squad to win.
And here's $500 for your troubles.
Right, exactly, for yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like this is something
I don't think they're ever going to be able to fully outlaw it within the league. Like how many? So there's 53 active players on each team. How many players is that? Talking 53 times 32?
Go ahead.
I don't know, dude.
I could see the Zach Galifianakis meme in front of you now with the numbers in front of you.
1,500 players roughly?
Sure.
1,700.
1,700 players. You're never going to be able to keep all 1,700 players from gambling on the league. That's just not realistic.
Yeah, you'll be able to catch the morons who are using their actual names on the account. But here's the deal. These accounts, you need to put in your social security number and everything. You can't have an alias.
No, but my neighbor.
Right.
I mean, there's always somebody that's willing to take a cut for a bet. I mean, there was what was it, the Alabama baseball coach?
Yes.
Had ties to an Ohio gambling ring or something.
Huge, yeah.
Like, this is going to be a tough thing for the league to police, and it's not going to go away.
It's not going to go away, and neither is the league.
No. God,
the league is going to be totally fine, which is what we're pretty much coming to terms with, which is a good thing because we want more football. But
there's a hypocritical nature from the NFL.
Yes. The NFL, oh, totally.
Like, these sports books are big clients of the league, and then they're telling their players, like, nope.
Yeah.
So if you're a player, you're just subconsciously taking in sports gambling everywhere you look and everywhere you listen and everywhere you read.
Dude, it's in the stadiums.
Yeah.
The Wells Fargo Center has a Bet Rivers portion.
FedEx Field just opened up one in stadium.
Oh, really?
Also,
like a sports book inside?
Yeah, I think it's Michael Rubin's, actually.
That makes sense, yeah.
So, yeah, it's a very confusing message to the players in the league.
But then, like, also,
but I guess it's no different. Well, I can't even say that. Like politicians and stock and insider trading.
Yeah,
they're all basically breaking the rules anyway.
Yeah. Everybody's corrupt. The whole world is corrupt.
Like, once there's a big pool of money, there's going to be corruptness, and I don't care as an NFL viewer,
right? Because you're still watching.
I'm going to be watching.
Same,
no matter what. Like, do I care that Jameson Williams bet on the Detroit Pistons or whatever the hell he bet on?
No, but
in the team facility.
But I care as a Lions fan. Because I now lost Jameson Williams, who is a very good football player.
For 6 games.
After you missed him a lot of time last year because of injury.
But should he really be suspended if he's not betting on the NFL?
He should not be. I think that rule
These guys live at the facilities.
I think that rule's bogus.
I think it's crap, too. And I think they're figuring it out on the fly. I don't think they hashed it out enough ahead of time. Like,
you know why? Because there was probably something worse than just Calvin Ridley. And so they're like, all right, we got to try to figure out some rules.
There's definitely something worse than Calvin Ridley. I mean, Mike Florio kept saying there was a player that lost $8 million.
$8 million, yeah.
And I have my guesses. But, yeah, there's definitely worse stuff going on that we're reading about.
Did you used to play for the Eagles?
I had no comment.
610-632-0975. So we're talking about the NFL, the state of the NFL, and whether or not it might be, I don't know, I can't use the term too big because it's never going to go away. But
I just don't think it'll affect people's viewing habits ever.
Can you ignore it? Because, and we talked about it, the whole Kaepernick situation. I'm never going to watch football again.
I don't care. I don't. As long as they're not betting on the game they're in, do I care if Jalen Hurts was to bet Rams-Cardinals out west when he gets back to the locker room? Not really.
All right, let me ask you this.
And I'm just speaking as a viewer. I don't care.
Are you going to watch a little bit more side-eyed now, though?
Well, I've always been jaded in that regard.
Like, if you see something completely ridiculous, I'm not saying Jalen Hurts bet on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, but like a ball just falling out of a guy's hand.
Yeah. I mean, ever since Donaghy, I've always been jaded in that regard.
Like, dude, there were some, like, I still remember the Eagles-Cowboys game when Dallas Goedert had his head ripped off. And they called it an offensive pass interference.
That was a joke.
That was the same game where it wasn't a clear recovery by the Eagles on the kickoff. And there was like 4 Eagles jerseys on top of the football, not one Cowboys player.
Yeah.
Remember that happened in Dallas? I was like,
who was that? Who was that ref?
I forget which one.
As soon as I hear his name, it'll ring a bell.
I mean, they're all fishy.
Yeah, the ref aspect of this hasn't even been broached yet.
Yeah. And that's the NFL. Remember the NBA?
Those guys can affect a game more than players.
Remember the NBA ref that, like, his family's Celtics fans?
Yeah.
And the Celtics are like 27-0 when he's the ref?
Yeah. There was pictures of his family all in Celtics gear. It's shady.
It is so shady.
I don't even think the players are the biggest concern here.
You think it might be more so the refs?
Yeah.
And then, like, because I'm thinking of all the other, like, nonsense that has happened recently.
Like, are they checking the refs' friends and families and their Venmo transactions?
I don't know.
Or is this just player only?
It's just players.
I doubt it.
I think of the Dolphins situation a couple years ago where they tried tanking. Remember, Brian Flores literally it became a lawsuit.
Yeah.
And then the NFL found that.
Cleet Blakeman. Thank you. Ray Dunn.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Cleet.
The Dolphins never never told Brian Flores to tank.
Yeah, sure.
Like, bull. And I'm not saying tanking's a bad thing.
No, I think tanking's necessary sometimes.
Right, but
like the Flyers, it's necessary at this point.
But you can't. They basically told Brian Flores, according to Brian Flores, to lose on purpose.
Yes. And he was offered incentivization to do it.
And then I think of who gambled on the Dolphins. Or who gambled against the Dolphins that may have had prior knowledge to the Dolphins' plan that year.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're trying to lose and you're up 3, and you took, Dolphins live line to cover, and then there was just random errant turnover.
Yeah.
Or they made a change with the personnel.
I'm more likely to look fish-eyed at an official than I am a player with
team.
With a fumble or interception or something like that. But yes, your point is, there's always a side-eyed nature to this. But I accept that as a gambler.
Yeah.
When I go to bet parks, I know that, all right, this referee has this track record against this team. And you try to use it to your advantage as a gambler. Sure. You try to be as informed as possible, but you understand, like, there's no way the NFL and gambling is ever going to be a pure thing.
No, it's always going to be
There's always going to be shadiness. There's always going to be side-eyedness, and this is just the beginning of it.
So J-Lo checks in. The worst problem with
J-Lo?
sports. Yes.
What do you say? What do you say, J-Lo? How was the white party?
The worst problem with sports betting by the players on games they are currently playing and is purposely trying to lose to a game to win their bet, not the other way around. This will end up hurting the integrity of pro sports if player betting continues. Like if you're on a team, let's say you're Texans, and you won out, and then you bet against the Texans. Like you already hate the coach, you hate the players, you hate the team, you hate the organization, you hate the ownership, and so you bet against the Texans. And what if you do something on purpose?
Well, yeah,
to almost stick it to the organization because you don't like them to begin with, but now you're also making money off of it.
The reason I think that's going to self-police itself is there's 52 other guys, that will probably know if something's fishy, and you don't want to piss off your 52 brothers. Like you may
unless
hate
you're trying to get out of the team.
But even then, like I feel like there's an unspoken code there of like, don't touch our team. Whether you hate us, whether you love us, whether you think we're gonna roll by 1,000.
Right.
Like just there's too many people involved with it. You know what I mean? There's a coaching. There's 100+ people involved. On the game day operations of a team, from players to coaches to training staff. Like you're kind of spitting in all of their faces.
In everybody's faces.
And I think that'll self-police itself somewhat. Maybe that's a little too pipe dreamy of me.
Now let me ask you a question. I think it's kind of unrelated. But what's the deal with like Hard Knocks now? They can't even find it.
People hate it.
But they can't even find a team that wants to do it.
Yeah, and now, they always have the ability to force somebody to do it. And
it might be the Jets. I know that was a rumor.
I mean, if you're HBO, you want Aaron Rodgers in New York.
But is it becoming, like, do you think the teams itself, like Nick Sirianni runs a tight ship? Like, have you heard a whisper out of NovaCare in the last 2 years?
No, because the Eagles are a good franchise. Right. And as long as you stay good, you can avoid it.
And, like, they barely say anything. Now, they also have a quarterback that just speaks in cliches all the time, which is probably a great thing.
I want the Eagles in Hard Knocks. Personally, as an Eagles fan.
Yeah, because it'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, it'd be great to watch.
But I feel like teams don't even want to do it anymore.
No, they don't.
Because they're like, dude, no, we just want to play football.
Yeah, but like...
it's becoming a circus,
I know.
Dude.
There's
like
cameras
the NFL is becoming a circus. And I'm not saying I have any conspiracy theories. I'm not saying that I'm going to stop watching. We're going to keep on watching. But it just seems like it's getting too much at times.
Yeah, but I'm still gobbling it up. Like they started the in-season Hard Knocks.
Right.
Was it the Cardinals last year, or was that the year before? Anyway, I watched one
that was Wentz and the Colts. That was the first one.
Yeah. And you could tell there was some weirdness going on.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Like, I'm watching a team I don't care about in-season Hard Knocks. It's preseason Hard Knocks. I consume every bit of NFL content.
It is crazy.
It's nuts.
And
I'm not that way with the NBA.
It's July 6th.
Even though I did last night.
Right.
But we'll talk about that later.
About that too.
Really makes you question your life.
Wacko.
But any piece of NFL content out there, I follow all the NFL accounts. I follow a ton of players in the league. I'm a pig at the trough when it comes to NFL content.
It's funny. I saw on our YouTube chat during the break, somebody was like, "Here we go, Eagles. 365 days a year."
Have we talked about the Eagles outside of Hard Knocks?
No, we have not talked Eagles, you and I together, really this entire time. But at the same time, yeah, because football is a 365-day-a-year sport.
Yeah, and what? Training camp's 4 weeks away?
Yeah, before you know it, it is going to be Eagles, Eagles, Eagles.
And then I hate when you get to training camp and you're like, yeah, football's here. And then you're like, we have nothing to talk about.
I don't have that issue because I never look forward to training camp.
No, either do I.
I work with a psycho.
Yeah.
Who does the countdown to training camp. And then it happens, and I go, "You having fun yet?"
Wake me up when it's fun.
Especially nowadays, training camp. They're out there in shorts. Like,
yeah.
What did you really get excited for?
Preseason football is brutal.
No, I basically wake me up week one.
Just go down to one preseason game for all I care.
Exactly.
Like that's the only NFL.
They're not playing anymore anyway.
That's the only NFL content I'm not eating at the trough.
Is preseason
football.
Unless it's Hard Knocks preseason football.
Yeah. Because if I know the third string linebacker for the Jets is a great story, I might pull for that guy.
Your boy Maniac McGee checks in. It's inevitable there's going to be a future NFL playoff game where a player bet on the game he's in and does what he can to affect the outcome of that game in their favor of their bet. It will make Sodfathergate look minuscule.
It's probably already happened.
Yeah. Probably.
Don't forget the league likes to cover up all their boo-boos and bruises.
Oh, yeah.
And, they might have thrown Calvin Ridley as a sacrifice to the gods to be like,
maybe.
All right, here's a fairly big name player.
Oh, the Falcons aren't anything this year.
Yeah, and he's with Dougie P.
I know, but that's what they were saying. Like,
we can excuse him for a year. He's a sacrifice. Look, we are holy and we are going to do right.
Right.
And then maybe there's some more big name players that have been busted.
Like you said, use the right word. They're hypocritical.
Oh,
and it goes back to what Florio said in his story when it came out that the NFL was blaming the Eagles for the slippage. Florio said his final line, in a league that claims that they care about the health and safety of the players, they can't have a field like that in any game, let alone the biggest game of the year.
No, one that costs $850,000.
But they're saying, oh, man, we do care about the health and safety.
Yeah, okay.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't.
A lot of these players are now like
next man up.
The lawsuits from these CTE cases are getting finalized.
Yeah.
And these players that, like the Trey and Donovan era Eagles are all starting to get their paydays now.
Yeah.
From the league cover up.
Mm-hmm.
And that was people's lives.
Yeah.
Not people's wallets.
And yet here we are, 2023.
And I'm still
chugging along. Damn right we are.
I'll never watch this league again.
Yeah, no, it's full of it. 610-632-0975. Coming up next, the latest NBA slop. And I won't even tease who it involves because you already know. Dame Lillard, the latest.
Some fresh Ramona slop I had to let Ray know about.
Audio or
no, just words, spoken word.
Okay, about Dame?
It's slam poetry. Ramona at a coffee shop.
Is it with Dame?
Yeah.
All right, so we have Dame
is
slop.
the center of the universe when it comes to slop.
Dame slop from Woj, Windy, and Ramona.
The big three.
The three horsemen.
Yeah.
We got it all on Dame Lillard coming up next. We also have the Vault coming up at 11.
I'll ride with those three any day.
Damn right. 610-632-0975. He's Jamie Lynch. I'm Andrew Sal Tunis. We're taking it until 2 o'clock right here on The Fanatic. The Fanatic. I'm Andrew Salchunas alongside Jamie Lynch, filling in for the Cuz. The rest of this week and all of next week as well. Having a good time doing it. We got the Vault coming up in 10 minutes with Ray Dunn. But what we're going to do before that, all last week at noon, we were doing the NBA slop report.
Slop it up.
And we stopped it because Friday was the official beginning of free agency, and so a lot of guys signed. Maybe instead of calling it NBA slop, we'll just call it Dame slop.
Yeah, it's pretty much Dame slop.
Because that's pretty much all there is to it. So usually we were doing this at noon, but what we want to do to start the 10:50 segment, we're basically going to do an NBA slop report, just all Dame related with Ray Dunn. Ray, go for it.
Oh, it's so good to be back. I miss this so much. I know it's only 1 week.
It's one of the most magical times of the year.
It really is.
Slop season, man.
All right, let's start with the Windy audio, because Windy has been on ESPN 24/7 for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Who's doing more work, Windy or Shams right now?
Shams is more behind the scenes. Windy, I think right now, is literally just reading his phone out on ESPN every 10, 15 minutes.
Did you see
What is going on in
Did you see the
Portland?
Shams, his screen time?
No.
He posted his screen time, 19 hours
Oh, on
A
his
day.
iPhone?
a day.
Oh, my God. That's not healthy.
No, it can't
No.
be.
They did a whole story. I want to say the New Yorker did a story on him, basically what's a day in the life of Shams. It's a pretty short story because it's
just
just
sits
him in
there
his
on the
hotel
phone?
room. Yeah. They're like, oh, I was told I should go out and see New York. And it's like, why would I do that? Like, I might miss something.
Wow.
He might be walking around New York, but he's doing this.
He's built different.
Apparently, he lost his mind on vacation last year. I think they were in Arizona, and there was no connection. So we went and found a library and just sat in the library. And that
Wow.
was, yeah.
Does he have a lady?
Don't think so.
Kay Adams is
Well,
I know his only shot, man.
That's a little FanDuel discussion
Kay
right
Adams
there.
was
for you.
rizzing him up.
She's trying. He keeps dropping
busy.
the ball, dude.
I'm sorry. I love the NBA and I love slop, but if Kay Adams is sitting there rizzing me up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, you're still good.
screw this league.
You're still gonna get sources, bro.
Kay
It's not like
Adams.
it's gonna stop.
Kay Adams is gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just rizzing him up.
Anyways.
What are you doing, Sham?
Rizz
Away
us up
from
with some
Shams.
Dame
Yeah,
slop.
We're going back to ESPN here. We're going back to our guy Windy, the
Kay
official
Adams,
Windy
man.
program. This is Windhorse. Remember, what's going on in Utah? Well, he thinks there's something going on with Daryl Morey.
I don't see how they're going to get into the Dame Lillard race, no matter what they potentially trade James Harden for, unless they add Tyrese Maxey. So if Tyrese Maxey is not in the deal, and just because you say he's not on July 6th doesn't mean he might not be at a later time. But if he's not in the offer now, I don't see how they get it. And I think that's something that Miami is very well aware of as we go through here. But remember, Daryl Morey has something up his sleeve. He is a very competent, very strategic executive. Don't make an assumption that he's ignoring Joel Embiid. Don't make any assumptions with him. I wish I could tell you exactly what he was planning. I know enough to know that he's got something going on and that he doesn't show anybody his hand.
I'm just gonna repeat myself. Tyrese Maxey is not an untouchable player,
No, there's like 5 untouchable players in the league.
and Tyrese Maxey is not one of them.
Yeah, untouchable is an overused term, and he is not that.
If it means Dame, he is available.
I love that he said just because he's not available on July 6th
Yeah.
doesn't mean he's not available.
So
Because
basically-
that's what I mean, come on.
So the prime Jordan, 25-year-old LeBron.
Come on. Nobody believes that.
That was trying to, increase the value of Maxey.
Nobody believes that.
Yeah, come
that's
on.
such a nonsensical thing to say.
But I
Prime
like that.
Jordan.
He's got something up his sleeve, man.
I would give up all 14 players on my roster for Prime Jordan and fill in with a bunch of blue coats.
Yeah, you'd figure it out.
Yeah, it'll.
Oh, dude, that means Mac McClung,
Yeah. Mac and the boys, and who was our man last night? Trevaquan? I can't.
Trequavian,
Trequavian.
I think.
Yeah.
Trequavian
But-
Smith and JD and the
and
boys.
Ricky Council.
And roll Ricky Council.
Don't you dare forget Ricky Council.
Throw those guys with MJ and let's go win a title.
I'm in. All right, keeping with the Dame conversation, moving to a different ESPN insider. Woj today, behind the paywall.
Talk dirty to me, Woj.
Some slop. For teams calling about Damian Lillard, the message from the Portland Trailblazers has been clear. Bring your best offer and make your team our preferred trade destination. General Manager Joe Cronin doesn't plan to operate a transfer portal to the Miami Heat.
Love that.
And deliver the history's greatest Blazer to his targeted team. So basically, they're going to...
Arvydas Sabonis.
Clyde Drexler.
Yeah.
I got to go look at the stats again. I grew up on the.
It might be Dame, though.
It might be, but I really got to examine that one.
Regardless.
Yes.
The request will be honored. The destination may not. Your move, Daryl Morey.
And good. Because you and I, at the end of the show yesterday, we kind of complained about the power that players have when it comes to trades like this. I'm cool with players having power. I love that. But when it's screwing over an organization because you get to pick where you want to get traded to when you have 2-3 years left on your deal.
3.
Dude, you should have signed it to begin with.
Well, yeah, but that's how the CBA works. You get the most money for staying with the team.
Right.
And then you demand the trade. I mean, Ben Simmons did the same thing.
But it's annoying because then now you're going to screw over Portland because you want to go to Miami, which Miami has nothing to give up.
So if I'm Joe Cronin, the GM of the Blazers, and I get a call, in late August from Daryl Morey, and he goes, finally, all right, Tyrese is on the table. Let's make this happen.
Prime Jordan is on the table.
Yeah, Prime Jordan's on the table. 25-year-old LeBron James, he's yours.
Yeah.
Give me Dame. If I'm Joe Cronin, literally my career, my livelihood
Is on this.
is based on this trade.
Yeah.
Why am I sending him to Miami if I don't believe Tyler Hero and the assets and Jaquez and some picks is an inferior package? So if I'm Daryl Morey, make the deal. All right, Dame, what are you going to do? You're going to sit out?
You're going to really complain?
Mr. Addicted to the Grind?
Right.
You're going to say no to playing with the NBA MVP? That's kind of career suicide.
It totally is.
So, call the bluff.
Yeah, I would do that.
And the agent's calling the...
Dude, and we would love him here.
And he would love it here.
People were already chanting his name at the free throw line. We want Dame.
Yeah.
We want Dame.
And if I'm Daryl and Elton and the agent calls me and says, Dame's not going to be happy if you trade for him. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what's he going to do? Sit out for 3 years? Fine, I'll pay him. I'll call his bluff. Are you joking me?
Yeah, come on,
You're
man.
going to get an unhappy player. I already have one in James Harden.
Right.
Well, you think that bothers me? I had one in Ben Simmons before
I
that.
may have one in Embiid.
Yeah, everybody's bothered
Embiid
here.
might be upset because they're not winning.
Yeah, and what if Embiid really wants Dame?
Right.
Then he becomes unhappy.
Right, because you let him go to his buddy in Miami.
And then Jimmy gets him?
Right, yeah, exactly.
And they're sunbathing together in Miami and smoking cigars? Joel's going to be miserable.
They're working out 4 a.m. together.
Yeah.
Dude, they might fight, Dame and Jimmy.
Who grinds
works-
harder? It's a grind off in Miami.
I need that. Honestly, if this all goes the way of
Yeah,
Miami,
at least we get that.
I need just the team exploding because the two can't get along. All right, we got a happy location and another player that wants to play with Dame before we get done here with this slop report. Damian Lillard had interest in the Warriors before Golden State landed Chris Paul, according to Ramona Shelburne. They could have waited for Dame. Dame is from the Bay Area. I know he was interested. If he was going to ask for a trade, the Warriors would have been on that list. Now, that's one of the pieces. Mark Spears reporting that Jason Tatum is trying to figure out a way to get Damian Lillard to Boston.
Didn't he say on a podcast that he hates Boston and he basically wouldn't go there?
Well, Jason Tatum doesn't care.
Just the same as Joel Embiid shouldn't care.
Right. You can get Dame, you figure it out later.
Well, they just traded their big trade piece in Grant Williams.
Yeah.
And he got paid.
They're really changing that roster up.
Crazy when you
But what are you
under-deliver.
What are you going to give up
change
now
things.
when you have Porzingis, Tatum, and Brown?
I mean, Malcolm Brogdon's probably the only chip left.
Okay, you're training your backup
And
point
he's not
guard?
getting you Dame.
No. This goes back
that's
to what
what
we've
I'm
been
saying.
saying from the beginning. The Sixers have the most to give up in terms of
Tyrese
talent.
Maxey is the best return the Trailblazers could get. If
Right.
I am Joe Cronin, I'm calling the Sixers.
Yeah, you're going, hey, is this guy available?
Come on, every GM's going to take Tyrese Maxey
If
over
I'm
Tyler
Cronin, I'm
Hero.
calling Miami going, all right, you want him? Give me Butler.
Yeah.
Like, he's your best player.
Well, yeah, and then Dame's going to go, well, wait, all of a sudden
no,
Philadelphia
yeah.
looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It's so sloppy out there.
It's so sloppy.
So there's one
and it's all
more.
Dame
Oh,
slop.
yes.
Oh, what else?
Non-Dame, though.
Okay.
This is interesting because the Clippers have been rumored with James Harden. Pascal Siakam apparently has drawn the eye of the Clippers. This is according
Really?
to Zach Lowe. So, something to just monitor as we continue with is Harden come back to Philly? If the Clippers start making moves, that market might
what
evaporate
do they send
even
Powell
more.
back to Toronto, and Man and some picks?
Yeah, probably that.
Or a 3-team deal, and Siakam comes here. Plays with his buddy
Oh.
Nick Nurse. Interesting.
Good
What
slop.
is going on?
Siakam, Embiid, Dame Lillard.
That would be sweet.
I would take it. Yeah. Tobias, you can stick around.
Look, I would take Harden, Dame, and Embiid.
Yes.
There is a scenario where that could happen.
We've been talking about that for 2 weeks now. Like,
I mean, that's great.
and if you're James Harden, you go, oh, wait, you got Dame? Oh, I'll stick
I
around.
got 14 assists a game next year.
And it's one more year? Okay. And he's already done it with Kyrie and Durant, so like he knows how to play point, and he played well with those three. As that big three, just was only 18 games. All right. A lot of good Dame slop. We'll react to it after the vault, 610.
Like, I'm not
632-0975.
I don't have Sixers goggles on here. I think there's legitimacy to this.
No, of course not. The only thing is they don't have the picks.
No, but you can acquire those.
Yeah, you'd have to figure. And look, Daryl Morey's got someone up his sleeve.
If you need picks, you need to give up Harden. So then that dream dies.
And that's the biggest one. They don't have, outside of Maxey, they don't have the assets. They have Tobias' expiring contract.
Yes, and Tyson Bowen just tweeted and he said, I don't know if Maxey appeals to them as much as you think. They have Scoot, Anthony Simmons, and Shaden Sharp that they're all really high on. They need forwards, not another guard. Well, you're getting a year of Tobias, and maybe you can keep him in an extension.
And then we'll ask the same question. Tyler Hero?
Like, Tobias is a good player. You know, when he calls you a casual, and he doesn't really understand that you have to give something to get something. So, like, it's actually, we're not saying you suck.
It's crazy that he called me out.
Yeah, and what does Daryl have up his sleeve? Is that a crumble cookie or is that a trade package up your sleeve, Daryl?
Thank God it's time for the vault.
You know, when we began opening this vault nearly 2 hours ago, we had no real idea what we'd find inside. As it turns out, we haven't found very much.
Vault presented by Golden Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged. Ray Dunn.
Hey.
I hope you're not tired because you just did the slop report into the vault. It's a big segment for you.
Wow.
You're stretching me out. You know, I'm like a young pitching prospect here. I'm just being stretched out over these couple of weeks. We're seeing what I got.
Hopefully we don't burn you out.
Yeah, we'll
during
see.
This segment.
Yeah, we're not the Phillies. We actually trust the young people can
Damn
go.
right.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, sorry. My bad. I'll take that one back. We're going to do a lot of baseball today. There's a couple anniversaries that I want to get to, and we got some birthdays. But we do have a football piece in here. So we got a lot to get to. I want to start with Steve Carlton, because it was on this day, 1980. He became the left-handed pitcher with the most strikeouts. And it would be great if that game was available. But I've got for you a little cut from 1980, one of the documentaries made about the team. And honestly, the first 3 seconds are worth the entire minute of the listen here.
Okay.
Come on, lefty, strike him out!
Yes.
Pitcher Steve Carlton, Philadelphia's king of the hill.
John Facenda doing Phillies?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Carlton throws the best slider in baseball. A pitch that batters expect at the belt buckle, but which falls off sharply to their shoe tops. It's a pitch that's made many a major leaguer look rather foolish. In 1980, Steve Carlton became the all-time strikeout leader among left-handed pitchers. Just another souvenir in the case. At age 35, Carlton started more games, pitched more innings, struck out more batters, and won more decisions than any pitcher in the National League.
That's awesome.
That is great.
Well, Facenda, knowledge. Carlton.
I was once in awe of Steve Carlton. I was at the Ritz-Carlton, me and my wife and a buddy, having a late night, having some drinks.
Nice.
We're sitting in the Ritz waiting area. I think we were out at a steakhouse or something. We got the post-dinner cocktail, and I look over and Lefty's there.
Dude.
And
That's kind of cool.
And I didn't really see Lefty pitch. I just know of.
You just know, the legend.
And we ended up talking with him and got a picture with him, and he was cool. And I was like, damn, man, you're Lefty. Like the nickname itself.
Right. To be called Lefty, think of all the left-handed pitchers in Major League Baseball. He's lefty.
So that was really cool. I have a drunken picture on my phone with Steve
Do you
Carlton.
really?
Yeah,
I gotta say, I have to see this.
Yeah, I'll have to dig it up.
Does he know what you do?
No.
Not
God,
a big
no.
fan of the media,
No.
so it's a surprise.
No, and I wasn't about to say what I did.
You didn't drop a, do you know who I am?
No, never.
I'm the bro.
Are you following me, man?
Never. You follow me, man?
Lefty and the bro.
Yeah, no.
There you go.
I'll try and find it.
So another player from that era, today had a pretty big anniversary. 1989, Mike Schmidt named to the All-Star game. The problem was he had already retired. So here's his explanation of taking part in the festivities but not taking part in the game.
He's both all-star and old-timer. The Phillies' Mike Schmidt was voted the National League's starting third baseman, despite the fact that, of course, he retired earlier this season. And in fact, during batting practice tonight, there were players from both squads scurrying around trying to get the future Hall of Famer's autograph. A few moments ago, I spoke with Mike Schmidt.
Mike, did you give any serious consideration to taking a turn at bat in this game as your last hurrah?
Not really, Bob. When I realized that I had a chance of being elected to the All-Star game, a lot of people asked me if I'd play if I won the voting. And I right from the outset said, no, I'm not going to play. I retired from the game. I have my reasons. There'd be nothing to gain by me playing in the game. Plus, I'd be taking the spot of a guy that really deserved to be there.
How do you think you'll feel watching one last All-Star game in uniform, but from the bench?
Well, I won't have the butterflies that I would normally have. I'll be sitting in here talking to the players, rooting them on. I know the National League takes this game very seriously, and I want to be helping them with my enthusiasm in the dugout. And I don't want to have to hit against Dave Stewart and Owen Ryan.
I'm glad that he said he didn't want to take it away from someone that belonged there.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's it. That's because there's somebody that probably would have been elected and being like, you know what? Yeah, this is my time.
But if I'm one of the younger guys that's an all-star that year, I go, hey, Schmitty, play an inning, man. Come on. If I'm the third base starter, I'm going.
You want him to go out there?
Yeah. Schmitty, go take an at bat and take an inning in the field.
That was for home field advantage in the World Series, man.
Yeah.
I'm saying you're washed up, bro.
Nah.
Step aside.
You got to respect your elders. Give Schmitty, get out there.
You're the guy that forever stopped everyone from watching Mike Schmidt one more time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's my fault.
Schmidt was my first baseball love, man. Michael Jack. Like, if I was a young guy, I'd be like, come on, Schmitty, you're the greatest third baseman of all time. Get out there. Come on, give the people an inning.
Yeah, your first love was Michael Jack. Mine was Rico Bronya.
I win.
Yeah.
Some great corner infielders.
Yeah, he looks... Yeah, two of the best in Philly's franchise history.
Rico could pick it, man.
They both had over 20 home runs in a season at some point in their careers.
Yeah. Also,
Rico was okay.
With the Mike Schmidt thing, we need names on who's going for autographs.
I would imagine a ton of people.
The players, though.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, like right in front of everyone.
Well, what's so weird?
Yeah.
Well, dude, jersey swaps.
Yeah,
that's every day now.
But Mike Schmidt's not asking for the autograph back from the other side there. Jersey swap, each get the jersey.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't want the other person's jersey.
Like, does Mike Schmidt really want, like, I don't know, a young Adrian Beltre? Like, they didn't cross over, but you know what I mean. Does he want Adrian Beltre's jersey?
No, probably not.
You know?
Wasn't there one?
Troy Gloss? Hey, let me get your jersey, Troy.
There was something earlier this year with the Sixers. I think somebody went to swap with Kyrie. And
is it Tyrese?
No, somebody. I'll try to find it. It may have not been Sixers, but because I remember it was a joke on Twitter. Somebody did the jersey swap with the big name player, and the big name player did not take the other person's jersey.
See, that's what I mean. It's a joke. That's like you're putting yourself in a position
but no,
there.
the
If that's Kyrie
different.
doing it in present day, he's kind of a J.O. Schmidt's getting honored as a Hall of Famer leaving the game.
I understand. You know, if you're doing it in the sight of Bob Costas, I think maybe
Dylan Brooks. Oh, that's even better. That makes it even better. Yeah, Dylan Brooks went to swap jerseys with Kyrie, and Kyrie just didn't take it. I think he gave him his jersey and just walked away.
It's a pretty good power move, to be honest.
Here's somebody, Chase Jordan, who looks like covers the NBA. Kyrie and Dylan Brooks with an epic jersey swap. Brooke gets Kyrie's jersey. Kyrie completely disregards Brooks handing him his jersey. Brooks proceeds to walk around the court with two jerseys in hand.
That's great.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're Kyrie, though, what the hell am I going to do with Dylan Brooks' jersey?
Brooks. All right.
I'm not hanging you up in the pool room, you know?
But at least an autograph, you don't even have that embarrassment. You just get the autograph.
That's
and
fair.
He gets it. Like, he understands that they're coming up for his autograph.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Dylan Brooks is always going to be lamer than whatever else happened. So I feel like that's unfair comparison.
I have a Mike Schmidt autographed baseball that I love.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Because he was always apparently a gruff individual when it came to getting autographs. So the word was he was a tough autograph to get.
Oh, so that's a big one.
I mean, I guess.
Congrats on your success.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's awesome.
I didn't get it. I think my dad bought it for me.
Oh, okay. Well, congrats on whoever your dad bought it from. Success. Yeah. In terms of success, I'm moving the exact opposite way here. Today is the birthday of one Nnamdi Asomugha. Oh. Congratulations on the acting career and all those good things.
Is he still with Kerry Washington?
I think so. I believe so.
He's still winning.
He recently, because I remember I almost got him on the show.
He was lauded for his performance in something recently.
Correct.
Oh, I watched it. Oh, what the hell? He was actually very good in it. But he did a play, like a Broadway play. And,
is he up for a Tony?
And I got one of the emails of, would you like Nnamdi Asomugha on to talk about the play? And I was like, kind of.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I saw the movie. Oh, it was the movie where the nurse that was killing people on purpose.
I didn't see that one.
Well, Christy,
Oh, that's right up her wheelhouse.
Yeah. I'll try to find what the movie is called. The Good Nurse.
The Good Nurse?
The Good Nurse.
What an ironic name.
Wow.
It has Eddie Redmayne in it.
Oh, yeah. He's a good actor.
He's a good actor, yeah. Nnamdi was actually very good in it.
Are you recommending it?
Yeah.
Was
It's a
decent?
true story.
Oh. What state? You remember?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, really?
No, it's a local, yeah.
Huh. The Bad Nurse.
The Good Nurse.
Well, yeah. But she's bad. It's ironic.
Right.
Yeah.
Gets the people going.
But anyways, tell us about Nnamdi.
Yeah, Nnamdi. I think his time in Philadelphia can be summed up by the LaShawn McCoy clip on I Am an Athlete talking about the first practice of Asomugha's Philadelphia tenure.
I remember this.
When we had Nnamdi, it was his first one-on-one at practice, right? It was camp. And everybody thought, we got Nnamdi. He sounded like a big-ass deal. So we all looking. We like, ooh, like that type of thing. Like, ooh. So look, but when he went against the tight end, Brent Selleck. Brent was a good tight end. He wasn't like a route runner. He was like this all-together complete, can block, run a little bit. So when he went against the tight end, we like,
This is the first day?
The first day, we like, yo, the tight end hit him with like a post corner. We was like, we looked at the GM like, told you.
Yeah, I remember when that came out, they were like, oh, God, so this guy stinks. And this is before they even played a game.
Yes. So this is the first practice. Also, Clay Harbor has apparently taken credit as it was actually him and not Brent Selleck. But Brent Selleck catches kind of a stray in that one.
Yeah, you're not even
really a route runner.
Yeah,
he's just a meathead.
He was actually a pretty good tight end.
Yeah,
he was.
The tight end that was here for a while was a starter. Well, we knew he was cooked when Nnamdi was the one that got burnt by him. That's tough.
In my mind, for some reason, Nnamdi was only here one season, but it was two. He had a whopping 4 picks in the 2 years.
Well, one was the Dream Team.
Yeah.
Which
2011.
I've told the story before. I think I've said the player's name, but I'm not going to this time. I was working at the Chick-fil-A. And somebody was driving through the drive-thru because it's in Mantua, and so a lot of the players live in the Swedesboro, Mullica Hill area, and the Chick-fil-A is right off the highway. So a lot of players would roll through. And somebody goes, yo, so-and-so's in the drive-thru. And I was working the front counter, so I go pretend to do, I just wanted to say what's up, right? Yeah. And I said, yo, dude, this is the year. And he literally looks at me and goes, no, it's not. And I was like, I'm sitting there like, it's a Dream Team. Like,
what do you mean? Javon Curse? Oh, the awesome.
Like this team's.
Oh, no, wait, no, I'm mixing up my Dream
Yeah,
teams.
not Curse.
Who's the running back? Ronnie Williams?
Brown.
Ronnie Brown. God, yeah.
Jason Babin was on that team.
Babin.
And I'm sitting there going, wait, what? And then they win 4 games.
Who was it?
I'll tell you during the break.
Come on.
610-632-0975.
What are you protecting?
His legacy.
Are they still
He was a
local?
part of the Dream Team.
I think he moved recently. We'll discuss.
What side of the ball?
Defense.
What position group?
That's too much. You'll figure it out yourself.
People hate you right now.
By the way, you and Ray are both sickos. You kind of mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, it's a low point every time I do it.
I'll explain why coming up. Also, there's a new social media website that 2/3 of the show is already on. You can guess the 1/3 that isn't.
Yeah.
And we talked about the Phillies earlier today. Phillies with another good win yesterday. We need to talk about something. Like we need to just realize that we should learn a thing or two about overreacting early on.
Never. Not a coward.
He's Jamie Lynch. I'm Andrew Salchunas, filling in for the Cuz right here on The Fanatic.
97.5 The Fanatic.
11:20, 97.5 The Fanatic. Andrew Salchunas alongside Jamie Lynch. 11 o'clock hour brought to you by Gold Nugget Jewelers, where Philly gets engaged. Phils, we touched on it earlier. Good win yesterday against the Rays.
Great win.
Great win. And
Taijuan Walker.
They've already won the series.
He's impressive, man. And Bryson Stott, we were talking about him yesterday after
hitting
the show.
Over 300 now.
Dude, this kid's a player.
He's a good ball player.
He's like a baseball player. You know, when somebody said, he's a dirt dog.
Yeah.
I think it was Ricky after the game yesterday. Was like, did you see his jersey? It looked like he was playing in the mud. Like he gives it his all every game. He's fun to watch.
I remember my friend growing up was a Red Sox fan.
Ew.
And he had a Trot Nixon shirt. Dirt dog.
Oh yeah, he was a real.
He
dirt
was the
dog.
Red Sox dirt dog. That
Dirt
Trot
dog.
Nixon.
Not a bad player.
No.
Yeah.
It's a bust out name though.
Was he a fan before they won?
His family's from the area.
Okay.
So he grew up
he gets a
Patriots,
pass.
Red Sox,
All right,
Bruins, all that kind of stuff.
I got way too much Trot Nixon knowledge. North Carolina native. Went down there. When I was down there, we played against a team that played at Trot Nixon Field. His son, I believe, was on the team, or they had Trot Nixon night. His son was on the team. Yeah. Oh, Trot Nixon, you bust out a name like Trot Nixon, you best believe I'm coming after you.
And you know this because you did minor league baseball for a summer, right?
Summer collegiate.
Yeah.
Don't give me enough credit there on that one. I was summer collegiate.
Edenton?
Look at Andrew. This
I know I have Ray Dunn knowledge.
Yeah,
he's got Trot Nixon knowledge. I got Ray Dunn knowledge. Damn it. But yeah, dude. So Walker's great again.
6 in a row. 6 wins in a row.
So
he's dealing.
We gotta get to this, and I'll use our buddy Dan Baxter as a
what do you say,
as an
Dan
example.
Baxter?
I love Dan. He's probably listening right now. Dan is this Phillies team stinks.
He's our inner pessimist.
And it's like, dude, it's April 5th. Like, calm down, man. Like,
well, I mean, they did stink at one point.
They did, but it got to the point where people were Kincaid. This is showing that last year may have been the biggest fluke of all time in sports. He said if it continued to go down that path, but the fact that he even had that thought, like, just give it some time. Wait till June, right? Which is the big month for the Phillies, apparently. And
well, that's because when Kyle Schwarber actually becomes a
Major League Baseball
player.
Yeah. And look what happens. But Taijuan Walker is another perfect example of it. Everybody was excited when they signed him. Everybody. He's a 2 or 3 in a rotation on most teams. He's the 4 in this rotation. You go, wow, that's pretty damn good. He's a couple shaky starts in the beginning. And then all of a sudden it was, what a bad signing. We're stuck with him for years. We got to talk about patience at some point, no?
Patience in baseball?
We wanted to wave, well, not we. Somebody wanted to wave a magic wand and get rid of the Trey Turner contract. No, that's stupid. That's actually moronic.
Yeah.
Like, the guy has been one of the more consistent, better baseball players throughout Major League Baseball for, 6 seasons now?
Yeah,
he stinks. Like, it was a fluke.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't a guy who drops 25 a game on a bad team. Like, no, you're facing the same pitchers. You're not getting any. People aren't playing less defense on you.
And Castellanos should be the perfect blueprint.
The Phillies should be a perfect blueprint. Look at what happened last year.
Yeah.
But it got to the point where Rob Thompson, he can only be an interim manager. He can't be a full-time manager.
Well, I still have my Rob Thompson concerns.
What has he done recently that's bothered you?
Nothing recent, but I still think
he's handled the bullpen pretty fairly well all season long.
I mean, I think Bryce Harper should be the leadoff hitter if you want to start there.
Yeah, but
I think they should be more aggressive on the base pass.
What is he going to do? Go up to Schwarber and say, hey, you're not in the leadoff hole?
Like bunting with Schwarber? I know it was only once, but what the hell is that?
Yeah.
So there's minor things where I'm looking at him.
Catch him off guard, Jamie.
Like late game defensive replacements.
Well, he's been doing that with Pache now that he's back.
Yeah.
Before Pache was back, you're doing Dalton Guthrie.
I got Rob Thompson up to a C+. He still wasn't great.
He hasn't done anything that's really bothered me recently, though.
I hate the bullpen games.
Yeah, but
that might be above his head. That might not be
fair.
fair.
Their 5th starter stinks.
Well, they don't have a fifth starter.
Well, exactly. So they have to do a bullpen.
No. Call up Griff McGarry. He's 23 years old.
That's not his call, though.
Well, then go bang on the door of Dombrowski and say, dude, what are you doing?
Well, maybe
we're like 2-14 in our last fifth game starter spots. You're killing me, Smalls.
And they should have won the last one when Christopher Sanchez actually pitched well. And they lost 2-1 in the Nationals.
Like Trey Turner should be stealing a lot more bases.
He should be.
Bryson Stott should be stealing more bases.
And you and I don't agree with Schwarber in the leadoff hole, but
Bryce Harper
seems to be the thing.
Perfect leadoff hitter right now.
This Bryce Harper, yes.
He's not. I fully believe, and I had some guy on Twitter last night completely misconstruing what I was saying. Bryce Harper's power is probably not returning this year.
This year, yeah.
He'll be fine next year, but something about that injury.
He'll get to his normal offseason workout.
And
he couldn't do that this year.
Kevin Cooney deep dove the launch. He really nerded out.
He really nerded out. I was impressed. I saw it.
Was.
That was awesome.
He looked up Ohtani's like barrel rate and launch angles and exit velocities.
Yeah, I'm a big baseball fan. Never going
He might have put you to shame last night with his.
Oh no, I'm not ashamed. I'm never going that far.
He was navigating baseball PornhubReference.com like a savant last night.
He was basically reading the comments.
So I just don't. I mean, Bryce Harper is a really, really good on-base single and doubles hitter right now.
Yeah.
That's what he is. And he's got a little bit of speed. He's your perfect leadoff hitter.
Yeah, and he sees pitches well. We know that. I mean, the guy's incredible.
Works pitchers. Maybe his pop does return. You cross that bridge when you come to it. But right now, he is the perfect leadoff hitter for this team.
Right, just because the pop's not there doesn't mean his swing is not there.
His swing is great.
He can be down 1-2 in the count and still get a base hit.
Absolutely. What is it? His on base is like 400, so it's better than Turner. His on base currently he's batting 300, on base 396. Tell me how that's not a better option at leadoff. And they're winning, so people are listening to
mentally.
Me. Yeah, I can hear.
That's all it is.
Bob Cooney in his car right now driving along. And he's going, but they're winning, Jamie. And I go, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's because Kyle Schwarber is the leadoff hitter.
No, it's because Taijuan Walker and Ranger Suarez have been dominant. Aaron Nola had a good outing.
And Wheeler's been great.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily like I don't think
the bullpen's been great.
I don't think Ranger Suarez is making the walk to the mound and looking up at the big screen and seeing Schwarber leadoff spot going.
Oh yeah. Thank God everything's in place here. This feels right.
He probably sees him in left field. Goes,
oh God.
Oh crap.
How do I get this lefty to pull to right?
I got to make sure not to let him go over there.
So, Rob Thompson, patience, sure. Was I a little hasty early? Probably.
But people right away were like, see, this is why he was a bench coach for 40 years.
Yeah. But
let the guy, get his sea legs under him.
But is Rob Thompson the reason they're winning now also?
No, but I don't think Rob Thompson all of a sudden forgot the game of baseball.
All right, so I watched the game last night, and I'm watching Michael and Ricky on the post game, and they go to Rob in the baseball manager's office, which I always love.
Oh, it's great.
It's just cinder block walls.
It's so much better than when they're at a podium.
Yeah,
I love the
I love
office.
the desk. Sit down. And Rob goes, yeah, well, I still believe we're a power team. And I'm going, and this is after a win, so I feel like a crumb. But I'm going, you're a power team?
Well, I think maybe he means...
Where? You have one guy that's going to hit over 25 home runs.
Maybe he thinks Real Muto at some point will start lifting the ball a little bit
He's a 20
more.
home run hitter.
I know, he's a gap guy.
You're missing Reese. That was like a main vein of your power.
Yeah.
Reese and Bryce's power has made you a not power team. So I don't want internally them to go, well, it's going to come around. We'll be a power team again. No. Go get a left fielder that can bop.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple. That's all.
Or a Goldschmidt at first, or some sort of big hitting first baseman.
I think left fielder gives you better optionality because you won't have to pay as price tag as high. You still get Schwarber off the field, and you get Bryce in the field.
I think they love themselves some Kristen Pache, man.
I mean, he's a great defensive replacement, but I want a left fielder that can hit home runs.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Like somebody said to me last night, how do you feel about Andrew McCutchen?
I saw that too.
I was like, I'm not opposed, but I'd like a little more pop. Like Thomas from the Nationals, or if a Bellinger, like somebody like that became available where it's not going to kill you in trade value, but you add a little bit of home run to your lineup.
Especially the McCutchen thing. McCutchen would not cost you much.
No.
Because there's already... Nightingale, I think, put out a tweet saying... Don't be surprised if he's moved, but then he's back with the Pirates next year to do his final season.
Okay.
He's a summer rental because he only signed a 1-year deal with the Pirates.
But let's say they made Brian Reynolds available. I know he just signed a year or two ago, but it's a very team-friendly deal.
I've been wanting him for a couple of seasons.
And there was a rumor earlier this year he could be available.
But he's a center fielder, so you moving Marsh back. You moving Marsh back to the corner.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, that's where he played in L.A. So
yeah, no problem. And then you're a legit best team in baseball potential. You're all in. What's a prospect or two and some more money?
Right, you're already all in.
Yeah,
you are. Like this is
your chips are in the middle of the table.
We talk about the Sixers window all the time, and this is why you should trade Tyrese Maxey for Dame Lillard because the window is Joel Embiid.
We don't get a ton of windows in Philadelphia.
No, and your window is open right now with the Phillies. I mean, hell, they were just in the World Series, so of course the window.
And they got better on paper. They haven't lived up to that better yet, right? But they got and Taijuan Walker.
But can we be patient?
No, of course not.
Like in all seriousness, can we?
No.
Let me ask this. Are any sports fans patient outside of Philadelphia, or are we all the same?
We're a little more. I think we have rabies when it comes to like our sports patience in this town. Like we're frothing at the mouth. We want it now. I think fans are different elsewhere.
Okay. Well, I know that, but
I think we're a little nuts. We take an Eagles mentality into a Philly season.
Yeah, and that's problematic.
Yeah. But it's funny.
Yeah, they had a bad month of May. They sure did, and I was annoyed.
They buried themselves deep in a hole.
But you like the way some people reacted was like I still remember I brought up our man Dan Baxter. He tweeted in, I remember. He basically said, I'm paraphrasing a little bit. He goes, you have to remember, this team only caught fire and almost collapsed and almost didn't make the playoffs if it wasn't for that third wild card spot.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you're not wrong, but this team's good and they're better, and you're getting production from Nick Castellanos.
Yeah,
I would imagine that at some point, Trey Turner, I'm hoping post All-Star break. Now, we said that about Castellanos last year, and he never came through post All-Star break, but Trey Turner does not stink.
No, not even a little bit.
JT Realmuto does not stink.
If this is Trey Turner's stink, what's he batting? 250 and, on base.
And nice home run yesterday.
Yeah, if that's his stink, then he's a pretty good player.
Yeah. He could be better.
Oh, absolutely. And he will
should be a 280 hitter.
His on base is 300, which isn't great for him.
He's going to be here for 10 years.
And he's 240. He's hitting 248 with 30 home runs, 18 stolen bases. I mean, his numbers should be better at this point, but hopefully he's turning a corner soon. And
he's not going anywhere.
No.
Let him get comfortable. And the rotation's settled in. This team's good.
He's pretty much been a 300 better hitter every year of his career.
I just wonder, are we ever going to learn?
No, of course not. This is Philadelphia, man.
All right. You two both are sickos.
Yeah, this is...
Yeah.
So...
Sorry.
I remember...
I regretted it when I was doing it. It was like eating ice cream too late.
But how long did you do it?
I tuned in about midway through the third quarter and watched to the end of the game.
And that, of course, is Sixers Summer League action. Now, 5-6 years ago, Summer League was worth watching. Ben Simmons.
Sure.
Markelle Fultz.
I'll never forget my low point with Summer League ball was being in St. Lucia with my wife on our honeymoon. And I it was like nighttime, so she was going to bed. I stayed up and streamed Jahlil Okafor's Summer League game on honeymoon.
Well, she was asleep. I don't blame you. What are you gonna do?
But that was like, I felt like, what am I doing with my life? It was like kind of like one of those where I was like, I'm so hyped up for Jahlil Okafor's Summer League games that I'm watching it on my honeymoon.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
That's a problem.
That is a problem. But I think yesterday, more problematic. Jahlil Okafor was at least a top pick.
I guess.
You're watching. You're all fired up about Jaquavion, man.
Jaquavion Smith.
Okay, hopefully.
Hey, man, Ricky Council's got some bounce out there.
Let's talk some Ricky Council.
You want to talk Ricky Council?
You guys are all fired up. That's good.
Because they have a lot of positions to fill on this team.
Jaden Springer scored 18 points yesterday.
Look good.
That's awesome. Is he an NBA player?
I wonder if Ray had the same thought as me as DJ Stewart was filling it up late. I'm going, DJ Stewart, he played at Duke for a year and then he transferred.
I need to know.
Maybe this kid's got all the talent. Maybe he's it.
I need to know if other people watch the Summer League. Because I'll be honest, I checked the box score today.
I watched almost a half.
Yeah, I watched probably about a half. Whenever the Phils ended, that was
that's what I
it was
kind of
immediate
flipped
turnover
over
to it. Yeah.
Was it worth it? Or am I just am I a casual?
You're a casual.
You're a casual.
I'm a casual
1000%.
Sixers
Go
fan.
get a crumble cookie, you casual.
We're real hoops heads over here. Yeah, we care a
We're
lot.
built different.
Yeah.
Like,
so good for you.
I just
There's even a Lithuanian on the
I
squad.
know there is.
Yeah,
He's not
it's
going to make the
disappointing on you.
team.
How are you not watching a Lithuanian?
He was a +9 yesterday. He scored 2 points.
Is Marcus Bagley Marvin's brother? It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. But also, what are you doing? What are you doing reciting stats from the summer league? Come on.
I looked at the box score today.
Yeah, that's why. No, casual. This is eye test season.
Yeah.
Is this guy a hooper or
It
not?
is, yeah.
This is eye
Is this
test.
guy a baller?
Yeah.
Ball don't lie.
Ricky Council got up. Do I care?
No.
Whatever.
Oh wait, which one of you? Ricky Council reminds me of KJ.
No, that was me.
McDaniel.
That was me.
And what happened to KJ McDaniel?
Oh, I'm sorry.
believe.
Did you not
He's a
enjoy
bum.
KJ McDaniel's
No,
dunking?
I didn't enjoy a second of it because I knew he couldn't play basketball with your eye test.
Oh, please. What? Oh, I'm sorry. We had so much talent during that time. It was just oozing out.
Tony Roan was so good.
Oh, you can't just get excited for something you're watching?
No.
Ricky Council would be one of the best athletes on the Sixers' current roster.
And that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. Like, the dude's got bounce.
No, a couple years ago, Charlie Brown was the most athletic
Yeah.
player on the Sixers. The
Yeah.
guy sucked, but he was the most athletic player on the team.
Yeah, because they don't have a lot of, like, very fluid athletes.
So you guys are sickos. You were all summer leagued up last night.
That's
you
right.
guys also already created your thread accounts.
Did, yeah.
If you're unaware, there's a new social media platform out there. It's
Zuckerberg.
It's Zuckerberg.
It's his slop.
He went from Facebook, which is still up and running, of course, but now created a new. It's basically Twitter.
It looks like
seems like
Twitter. It's got the same function. So they have a couple things that they got to work out. But it's not bad for a debut app. Now,
but what are you going to get that's different?
I don't want to leave Twitter. I just don't trust its stability. The guy that's running the show over there seems like a real kook, if we're being honest.
The tweet limit during NBA slop season.
That hurt me
Total
deeply.
violation.
I needed Woj bombs all weekend, and I was getting none of them.
Yeah, that's
So
messed
that,
up.
for the first time, like, shook me to its core of, like, is this app going to be sustainable, or is this guy rich enough where he just has the worst investment of all time and sits on it and blows it up? So I don't know.
But it's the same thing, right?
Essentially.
Character limit.
Yeah, I think it's 500.
Oh, wow, double.
I think it's...
I just start blogging.
Yeah. They have to put the timeline in chronological order. There's got to be some DM features. There's got to be...
Oh, there's no DMs?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm sure... I think he just rushed to... And Zuckerberg, is he? Just rushed to get this out because he knew Twitter was down bad.
I guess it's a smart move to do it now.
And he had his first tweet in 12 years where it was the Spider-Man meme
Pointing
where
the
they're just
fingers.
pointing at each other because it looks that much like Twitter. So I don't want to leave Twitter because Ray might agree with me. You're an old man and a boomer, and you probably won't.
I'm not going to do it.
Twitter increased my sports viewing experience for the better.
I probably have a job because of Twitter, on top of other things. But
Like I love watching because majority of sports outside of Eagles games, I'm watching alone and with my wife.
Yeah,
on the couch. Mm-hmm. So I can tap into a vein of Eagles, Sixers. I'm not gonna lie to you and say I watched the Flyers this year and Phillies fans on the timeline and get live kind of thoughts on the game. You get stats, you get information, you get rumors, you get all sorts of stuff from Twitter while I'm watching in game. So, like Bob and John are like, oh, I think John actually does tweet and stuff during games. But I'm getting live interaction and feedback and information.
That's fun. I don't think it increased my enjoyment in sports.
Oh, it absolutely
really
increased my enjoyment in sports.
I love sports the same way I loved them 10 years ago.
I'm more informed and I'm a smarter sports fan. I feel like I'm getting real deep here. I have more information at my fingertips, and I feel as though I'm a better sports fan while I'm on Twitter during a game.
Yeah, because we talk about Baldy all the time on the show. As you can imagine. Baldy breakdowns are awesome.
Yeah, like stuff
and
like
I
that.
wasn't, but I used to be able to see that stuff on NFL Network.
Like De La Cruz. I didn't see that on SportsCenter last night.
You saw it on Twitter.
I saw it on Twitter, and I go, what's going on here?
But you would have been watching SportsCenter had Twitter not been around.
Maybe not until this morning when I just put it on in studio or something.
Okay, because I
really watch.
I was the kid. That was my I would wake up in the morning and put SportsCenter.
Oh, the whole reason I went into this profession was because of Stuart Scott and my bowls of cereal before school in the morning. I would just sit there slopping up cereal, watching Stuart Scott and SportsCenter and Scott Van Pelt and Dan Patrick, and I'm going, this is cool as hell. I can do this for a career?
Yeah.
So Twitter has, kind of brought more enjoyment to my sports fandom.
Plus, you share it with people.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
no, that's cool. Like, I love that.
You don't know anything about cell phones. Do you still have a flip phone?
No, I have this iPhone.
So you never get on Twitter during a game, really?
No, I do.
You do?
I do.
Don't you feel it like a certain connection or more information's you're coming your way?
Information, yes. Like, I just talk about Baldy breakdowns. Like, all that stuff is true.
Yeah, so how does that not increase your sports enjoyment? I think it does, and you don't realize it.
Because I could watch a game without my phone.
But I don't like it as much.
Well, that's you.
Yeah. Well,
So,
you're
now let me ask
a weirdo that doesn't like soup. You're a casual Sixers fan, and you like all your food cold. So, like,
are you going to go, let's say, week 1, NFL season? Are you flipping back and forth Twitter and Threads?
Hopefully
hopefully not. I just want to stay on Twitter.
Because you know what's going to happen?
But I only set up Threads in case Twitter does bite.
If Twitter dies.
Yeah, it bites the bullet.
But here's the deal.
Because this guy's a lunatic.
Like, Sham Charania is going to copy-paste what he tweets out and puts it also on Threads.
Absolutely. And by the way,
so it's going to be the same thing.
Threads has been live now for maybe 24 hours, not even. Probably like 20 hours. Already over 10 million plus users.
Oh, yeah, because
probably 12 at this point.
People are obsessed with social media.
Yes.
Now, wait.
But I don't like all social media. I like Twitter.
The Shams thing. If they're copy and pasting from Twitter to Threads, now who are we giving credit for news breaking? If he gets it first on Threads, but someone else gets it first on Twitter, this could be a whole thing.
Wow, that's right. Well, tweet, you get the deck.
Yeah, you could probably link the accounts.
Yeah. You think they're letting them link? You think Musk is letting Zuckerberg link?
They do hate each other.
Yeah, I mean,
Facebook and Twitter, you were able to link back.
Well, he's breaking everything else on the app. I imagine he'll break that.
Yeah, I would imagine he's not going to bend over backwards for Zuck if he has the option.
Yeah.
I really want to see those two fight.
Yeah.
Hey, wasn't that a rumor?
Musk's attorneys apparently killed it.
I thought it was mom.
His mom killed it?
I thought that was the report. Yeah, his mom.
Yeah.
His mom stepped in.
Well, either way, I wish it would happen because Zuck would wipe the floor with
Well,
him.
you guys are sickos because you're.
But it's a part
you're
of
summer leagued up. Your Threads.
I wouldn't have even known the Sixers Summer League was going on last night if it wasn't for Twitter until Ray texted the group.
You don't have the schedule in front?
Yeah, I'm not that sick.
We did W's and L's.
But during the Phillies game, it was a quick game last night because Taiwan started dealing after the second inning. And
that game flew by.
And I saw Laura Rosen from the Sixers in their digital content team tweet out, like, who's up for Sixers Summer League tonight? And I was like, oh, damn, I am. So if it wasn't for Twitter, I wouldn't have even known they were playing last night. So then as soon as the Phillies ended, boom, hop right over on ESPN Plus, and I watched it.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself last night.
I love Twitter when it comes to sports.
I do too. I don't think it's increased my enjoyment of sports.
Oh, you're just lying to yourself. Casual.
It's increased
Such
my
a cash.
fellow fandom thing. I get to interact like you said. But I love the Eagles just as much as I love the Eagles before Twitter.
Yeah, but it's
right?
just
that hasn't changed.
It's now part of my sports viewing experience.
Okay. Yeah.
Like if I'm watching a game, the phone is in my hand and I'm scrolling.
Yeah, that and your live betting.
Well, yeah.
610-632-0975. Coming up next, we're going to give you a chance to win some Fan Fest tickets because the Sixers signed a player yesterday that we haven't really got into today. It's a good move.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens with Paul Reed. Oh, he's so good. But there's
what did Paul Reed do?
Jeez, man.
The Paul Reed fandom bothers me.
I'm hearing from sources that he's untouchable. Even prime 25-year-old Akeem Olajuwon. Don't call.
No.
He's restricted. We got him.
So we have your chance to win Fan Fest tickets, and it's about Mo Bamba. But am I talking about the player or the song?
I didn't even know it was a song.
610-632-0975. He's Jamie Lynch. I'm Andrew Salchunas. We're filling in for the Cuz right here on The Fanatic. Oh.
fan of either. you know?
I mean, I
just
like
want one-
Instagram. I think Facebook is creepy.
Yeah, I want one app that works.
Yeah.
That's so much to ask.
Facebook's listening.
Yeah.
Well, they're all listening.
I got rid of Facebook like 7 or 8 years ago. I don't know, whatever it was.
I still have one, but I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy I got rid of it.
Facebook's
Facebook's
I
weird.
posted some digital content links on it recently and then stopped doing that because it wasn't working.
Yeah, I mean, but Instagram's great. I mean, Instagram's algorithm has got me figured out.
Yeah? What's the algorithm?
Golf content, food content, National Bikini Day content.
Oh, yeah. Salma.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Salma Hayek.
She looked great.
She did a National Bikini Day post.
Yes.
What up?
It was yesterday. You didn't celebrate?
I did not celebrate. No, my apologies
I
on that
partook.
one.
I went to the pool yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah. I wore my finest. But yeah, Instagram just, it's great. Oh, and like life hacks.
Oh, yeah. Life hacks are great.
Yeah, like all the stupid stuff like that.
Have you ever used one that has actually worked for you?
Yeah. The way I cut watermelons now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And it's like actually, were you shocked like when you did it?
No, I was like, oh, that makes sense. I just
Okay.
never thought about it that way. When you get the takeout chopsticks, when you snap it and it's always like an uneven, inexact thing. Apparently, if you slam it down, and I've done it, if you slam it down on the table and pull, it breaks perfectly every time.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, there's a ton of like cleaning hacks, like how to clean the dishwasher properly, how to clean the oven properly.
Oh, dude, speaking of cleaning,
I'm a big life hack guy.
I need help.
What do you got?
I legitimately need help, and hopefully somebody on social media can help me out or call in or
What do you
whatever.
got?
Dude, I think we have a bat infestation.
What?
Yeah, dude.
In your basement?
No, in our I don't know if
Attic?
they snuck into the shingles, the roof. It's so Cooper's room. It's in the
What do you hear? Like flapping?
and you I don't think it's mice. I don't think it's mice. I think it's rats because they only make the noises right before it's about to get dark out. Or
Is your
bats.
son
Not
about to
bats,
become
not
Bruce
rats,
Wayne?
bats. Maybe.
Ooh.
Well, that's Spider-Man. He didn't become Batman because he got bit by a bat.
No, I know, but he had the horrible experience down in the cave where
Yes,
all the
that's
bats came out and flew over
So
him.
I have a bat story, too, from North Carolina.
Wow.
This guy in North Carolina.
It was a
Nixon,
summer.
bats.
It was a crazy summer. I stayed with the host family. I came home from day at the ballpark, laid down. All of a sudden, in my room, flying around, a bat.
No way.
And I lost the bat, and it's flying around because I'll be honest. I got up, yelled, and made my way out of there. I was not interested in
So
whatever
you weren't
the bat had
Manu
to do.
Ginobili? Just
No.
smacking the bat down?
What a psycho.
Somebody else, a hockey player, did that.
Bats bug me out, man.
Yeah, they freak me out.
Yeah.
But I think we have bats. So here, the reason
I would
why
screech very loudly if there was a bat in my room.
Yeah, we found
probably
it.
cover myself up in the blanket so it couldn't get in, and I just hide.
That would have been bad on you because
Yeah.
we found it then on the bed railing where I would have been laying my head.
Oh,
Yeah, not great.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where they poop. It's on the window.
You got a real problem.
I think there's a lot of them, and I don't know when this started.
So it's either rats or bats.
I don't
you
think it's rats. I think it's bats.
And you think multiple?
Yes.
Oh man.
So, but I don't know.
you gotta
obviously-
call somebody.
No, obviously I called somebody that can come out. I just don't know what company to use.
I'm sure some kind of exterminator out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm in the Sewell area, so if anybody knows, I want to know.
Help the man out.
Have you used? I don't want to call somebody else and it's not a good job. I want
You want
to
the
buff my
best bat guy in the area.
above my kid's room. I want this to actually be a good bat person. You know,
I don't think they specify in bats.
Well, I've looked at all of them. They do 50 of them. And,
Yeah.
bats is always on the list. But dude, that was I'm
That's a
freaking
bug out. I would
Last
feel uncomfortable.
night, because the other day I'm like, what's all this stuff on my porch? So I sprayed it off, and then I heard last night the flapping and the screeching.
Oh, that's bug out.
Did the neighbors put them up there? They heard your little complaint
Yeah,
about
maybe.
fireworks?
Yeah.
Well,
Neighbors
maybe they're
stuck the
hot.
bats
Maybe they
on you.
hid because of the fireworks.
No,
So maybe it's the neighbor's
Maybe your
fault.
neighbors threw some guava up there. Because don't bats will love guava?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
And then
I know guano is the term for bat poop. You know why I know that?
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
That's Ace Ventura too.
Yes, you're right. It's the
When
second
nature
one.
calls.
Thank God.
What a classic.
See, Anthony wouldn't have gotten that one.
Yeah, no.
It's nice.
John and Bob, no chance.
No, absolutely
Sometimes
not.
Pat and I will make references to movies in the morning where they're just looking at us like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. And me and Pat are like, it's a movie reference.
And you guys know I'm not a big movie person, but stupid comedies like that.
Yeah.
That's my wheelhouse.
So I saw I'm totally derailing your show sheet here for a second. I saw a guy I follow on Twitter. Shout out
show sheet.
Yeah. Oh, that's so romantic. Meach one. Mike Meach, buddy of mine.
Okay.
He's associated with the City Pigeons podcast. And he put out the question last week, and he was like, somebody asked me this over the weekend, and I've been racking my brain about it. Has there been any good comedies since Superbad? Now, there are a couple.
I have one that comes to my mind
Like the other
right
guys
away.
comes to my mind.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Other guys is hilarious. There's not a lot.
I have a great one.
What?
That I cracked up sober watching it. This is the end.
This is the end I thought was pretty funny.
That was
the Michael
hilarious.
Cera thing killed me.
Yeah, when he's in the bathroom with the Capri
apple
Sun or
juice.
whatever. That's a hilarious movie. And I know obviously James Franco, a lot's been going on with him.
He's cancelable.
But that movie and that you got Danny McBride.
Yeah.
You have Seth Rogen.
It was great.
Jonah Hill. Like that's actually a really funny movie.
But it's almost like more comedy has gone TV route now than movie route.
Yes.
There's
That's
not
true.
that many good comedies in the last 20 years.
I'll go This Is the End is probably number one for me. Since Superbad, what year was Superbad?
I think that was I was at the other station and I met a very stoned Jonah Hill and Michael Cera at 7 a.m. and they were pumped about Tasty Cakes. I would say that was 2007.
All right, 2007. So the following year, Step Brothers. 2008.
Yes. His point was Step Brothers doesn't hold up nearly as well as some comedies. And I love
How does
Step
Step Brothers not hold up?
That was his opinion, not mine. I think Step Brothers qualifies.
I'll go 2 years after Superbad. Hangover.
Yes.
1, 2, and 3, kept going.
I don't know how well. I haven't watched The Hangover in a while. Does it hold up? Because it was great at the time.
It's a bunch of dudes trying to find their buddy.
Are you ever going to rewatch Hangover? Because the rewatchability of a comedy is a big part of
here's what's
comedic
funny.
movies.
And I thought about this yesterday, dude. And we'll get to our Fan Fest contest in a second. TV is so much different now.
Different.
Hulu has live sports, right? So I do the Hulu.
So do
right?
I. I'm a Hulu'sman.
When's the last time, how it says live now? When's the last time you actually clicked on something that wasn't a game?
I watch Shark Tank reruns.
Okay.
My wife watches a lot more live TV than me.
So last night,
Office reruns.
Last night, we couldn't think of something to watch, and so I was on Hulu, and The Office was on. So I clicked on it, and then it went to a commercial, and it was weird. I was like, man, I haven't, because we stream everything except for games. Like the games, like the only time I watch them where there's a commercial. Kirsty doesn't watch anything live anymore.
No,
unless it's dealing with me watching sports.
Well, she's not like because my timeline always lights up with like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette.
No, she doesn't watch any of that.
A lot of people watch that.
So I don't know when I'd ever watch The Hangover, because I don't think I'll ever be at my house and go, let me see if The Hangover's on one of these services.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But if it's like when I still had cable, if it was on and I had nothing to do, I would pop it on. I would probably pop it back on.
You have to almost seek out movies now. You don't really stumble across them live on air that much anymore.
Right.
At least me.
I'll give you 2012.
What do you got?
21 Jump Street.
Not bad.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, pretty funny.
Liked it better than the next one.
But what has come to light here is basically if you're not in Seth Rogen's universe, there's really not many funny movies.
That's true.
Since 2007.
But Seth Rogen's not in 21 Jump Street.
No, but he's Jonah Hill.
Okay,
it's the Seth Rogen tree. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Because I grew up in the 90s, which is a dumb comedy like...
The Tommy Boy.
Wheelhouse.
Fat guy in a little coat.
I think the chocolate pudding in the fridge spilled into my shorts. We didn't have any chocolate pudding in there.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, and it's all kind of TV now.
Well, TV's a big part of it, yeah.
Yeah, so just an observation. I thought it was, kind of pour one out for comedy movies.
Oh, real quick before we get to the Fan Fest thing. Gary in Burlington wants to help me out.
Sorry, man. Sorry. Hold on. Let me take you off the speaker.
You're good. I see what you want to talk about, and this is important.
All right. I'm on here.
Gary, come on. You might work for a pest company, but bats are a bug out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been dealing with them a lot right now. It's just about their time.
Is summer the time to shine for bats?
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime between July and August and all that.
All right. It's July 6th, and I heard them last night. I think it's bats, but that's my guess.
My assumption is they're coming in through the vents in your attic. I mean, not to impede on anything, but I mean, I could always help you out and possibly on the side or something.
Well, I mean,
Stop by and see if I could do something for you.
I would take care of you. You're in the Burlington area. It's good to know.
I'm over in West Effort, so I'm not far from
Oh,
you.
yeah, you're close. Okay.
Yeah, put them on hold.
Right, I'll put you on hold.
You can't have your son turn into a Batman.
Well, actually, he could save the city. City's in a tough spot right now. Maybe we need a Batman. All right, well, that's good. That's good to know, Gary.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
All right, I'm going to put you on hold. We're going to
see. Even the pest guy said bats are a bug out.
Ray, jot down his number for me. Yeah, I mean, that
skeeves me.
They freak me out.
It skeeves,
and it's just because they found a spot.
Would you rather have bats or rats?
Bats, because they're not really in my house.
Yeah,
like the rat's going to come in and find food.
Yeah,
the bat's just looking for somewhere to sleep upside down,
which is a bug out.
Yeah, but they're not in my house
that you know of. So my buddy DM'd me. He said, I have good bat knowledge here. Trap it in a room, open up all the windows, and close the door behind.
But it's not in a room.
Well, yet.
You're right. I don't know where he's going. Yeah. I just know he's not in a room right now.
What if he gets in the HVAC vent?
Christy had a clothes hanger, was hitting the wall, and they all,
dude. No, ew.
Freaked me out, man.
Yeah. That's why you don't live in Jersey.
So that was last night's
bad gas situation and bats.
Pat Beverly doesn't want to live in Jersey.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, on his podcast. I didn't really read the reason why, but he's talking about how he's not going to live in New Jersey. He doesn't want to. He's anti-Jersey. That's fine.
That's funny. So Roan, the guy he does the podcast with, is a Philly guy.
Oh, okay.
So maybe he's, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sold PA on him.
We'll try to find out what the reason is.
Oh, that's pretty funny. Pat Beverly's going to be entertaining.
I'm all about it. So we have it in yesterday's Sound for Updates folder, Ray. If you can grab this. We'll play this coming up. Pat Beverly.
No New Jersey hater.
Not playing. He does not want to live in New Jersey.
I bet it's because he wants to pump his own gas.
Ray, you let me know when we have it. All right, here's what we're going to do. Oh, we got it? All right, go ahead. Let's take a listen.
I'm excited. I don't know what's a good area to move to, Ron. You feel me? You got to let me know, man.
So I've been thinking a lot about this. I don't know if you're a South Jersey guy. A lot of athletes live in South Jersey. I don't see that for you. I feel
No. I want to be in Philly.
Yeah.
I'm living in Philly. I want to feel the city. I want to smell the city. I want to have it on my shoulders. You hear me, Ron?
Yes, dude.
That's South Jersey, me.
That's what I said. That's not your vibe.
I want to be in Philly. I want to hear the fans when we win a big game. You feel me? I want to feel that shit. Let me relax. You get me turned up a little bit.
That's cool.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with pumping gas. Yeah. He wants to smell the city. Just avoid some areas.
All right, so you're loaded. You're a millionaire. You can live anywhere in the city of Philadelphia. What are you choosing? Rittenhouse?
Yeah, probably.
A sweet high rise?
Yeah. Right there. You can order from anywhere, too.
Yeah. Washington Square would be pretty sweet. I know Utley had a place in actually Embiid and Utley both lived in Washington Square. That's a pretty nice area too.
Rittenhouse, yeah. I mean, I got boatloads of money.
Yeah,
Rittenhouse. It's right there.
That's cool though that he wants to feel the city,
feel the city, man,
feel the vibe.
Yeah, he knew Philly fans were going to listen to that. 610-632-0975.
I think that's genuinely him, though.
No, it probably is.
Yeah.
He saw how hype he was when they won a play-in game for the Timberwolves.
I think he's a guy that appreciates every minute of him being in the NBA.
Yes.
That's the vibe I get from
You
him.
and I have been asking for the Sixers to go after him.
I've been asking for P.J. Tucker and Pat Beverly for 7 years.
And we have them.
Unfortunately, they got him on the back end of the 7 years.
Exactly. All right, but the Sixers also signed somebody else. Yesterday, they signed Mo Bamba. Vet minimum deal, I think it was.
Yes.
And he's going to be the backup. And I know right away there's people concerned because Paul Reed, who's a restricted free agent. Oh, what does that mean for Paul Reed?
Well,
we'll find out. Maybe he's untouchable, as you said.
I mean, he is restricted. I would imagine they want to bring him back because he can play a little stretch 4 also.
Probably. I know he's working on a shot. We'll see.
So
he just needs to work on
If your bench unit is this, Mo Bamba, Paul Reed, P.J. Tucker, and Pat Bev, your feeling is what?
Is Dame Lillard one of my starters?
Well, yeah, then PJ's probably a starter if Dame is here because then he would have to play the 4. Because you're, I assume, giving up
who's
to
my
Bias.
stars then with that bench piece? It's Harden, Maxey, Melton, Harris, and Embiid.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a better bench than it was last year.
Is it? Who's shooting?
Daniel House Jr., man. They do need to pick up some 3-point shooter. They have to.
Like 2 or 3 of them.
Like desperately need. somebody off the bench that can hit a
Where are you
three.
going to get that?
Because right now it's Melton coming off the bench to shoot.
I think Melton they're counting on as a starter.
We saw what happened in the playoffs when he went ice cold.
Yeah, but I saw a stat yesterday. He was like 5th in the league in catch and shoot threes.
No, he was good last year. He just fell apart in the Celtics series.
Everybody fell apart.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Well, fish stinks from the head down, right?
But the Sixers signed Mo Bamba. And Ray, prior to the Sixers signing Mo Bamba, you put out a tweet when he was, was he released?
Yeah. He got waived, I think.
So explain yourself a little bit, Ray.
Yeah, I quote tweeted whatever the announcement of him being released was and pretty much said it's a shame that this guy is going to be remembered as a song in a basement instead of a player that made it to the NBA. And something along those lines.
And what is that song, Ray?
That's Mo Bamba. That's, they were playing this everywhere for a solid, summer, a fall, depending on where you were.
And for people to know, this is the clean version.
Yes.
He's got Coach calling his phone.
It's a terrifying thing to have Coach calling.
Yeah, when it pops up as no caller ID and it freaks you out.
When you guys were playing this, when you were editing it, I was like, oh, I've heard that song. I had no idea it was called Mo Bamba.
So Mo Bamba is friends with the artist.
Sheck Wes.
Oh, of course, Sheck Wes. How could I forget?
And Mo Bamba, the story is he asked him, hey, can you put my name in one of your songs? And so instead of putting his name in the song, he named his song Mo Bamba, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
For obvious reasons, Mo Bamba will always be associated with that song because it's literally named after him.
Yeah, it's called Mo Bamba.
But as Ray said, Ray associates Mo Bamba as you're at the frat, college basement.
I had a friend that legitimately, we told his girlfriend maybe she went to college with us all 4 years, and we told her this maybe a couple months ago that Mo Bamba isn't just a song.
No, he's an NBA
named
player,
after a basketball player. People don't know Mo Bamba, the basketball player.
No, they know the song.
People know the song.
So he's always associated with the song. Again, for obvious
Westtown schools pride.
There you go.
Enjoy Mo Bamba.
So for your chance to win a pair of FanFest tickets, all I want you to do is call 610-632-0975 and give us something that you'll always associate with another person. I put out a tweet on the midday count earlier today, so we'll roll through some of those responses coming up. But the first thing I thought of, when I go, all right, when I talk to myself, because I'm kind of crazy, talking to myself in the car, all right, what would my answer be? The Ford Bronco and O.J. Simpson.
Sure.
Every time I see a Bronco on the road, what's your first thought? It's O.J. That's plain and simple. So do you guys have an answer? Something that you'll always associate, and it doesn't have to be an athlete. It can be, it could be a celebrity. Could be anything.
Yes, mine's a random one.
Okay.
Bobby Valentine. Does anything come to mind for you with Bobby Valentine?
Fake mustaches?
He claims to have invented the wrap sandwich.
Hold on a second. What?
Bobby Valentine, former Mets manager, claims that he invented the wrap.
Is there any
he's talked about it. And he said basically, I used to go into this deli and I basically told them what to make me, which was a wrap at the time. I guess nobody else was doing the tortilla wrap, like chicken Caesar salad wrap or whatever. And he started doing it and it caught on. And then wraps became a thing because of Bobby Valentine.
Wow.
So I always associate Bobby Valentine with wraps. And that's
awesome that you know this. That's great rap knowledge out of you.
Yeah. So I associate. And there was
you don't know Shaquest.
No, I don't know Shaquest.
You don't know RAP, but you know WRAP.
But I know that Bobby Valentine claims he invented the rap.
All right.
So how about that?
That's a great random one. Ray, do you have an answer?
So that just spawned a new answer for me.
Okay.
And Dusty Baker claiming that he invented the high five.
Wow.
What?
Yes. It was after a home run he hit.
This sounds familiar.
Yes. He hit a home run. Hit a home run, come around the bases, got to home plate. Apparently, a teammate put the hand up, and he went and slapped it, and he claims that's the first high five. That nobody high-fived before Dusty Baker, that was the genesis of the high five.
So the guy put the hand up for what? Just to, wave at him?
I guess when he got home, hand up in the air in celebration, and he just went and slapped the hand. And
that started the high five?
That's the high five. I, again, don't believe it, but he claims he invented the high five. So now that whatever just spawned me with the high five and Dusty
Jackie
Baker.
Moon and Coffee Black created the alley-oop.
Yeah. I mean, claiming a high five is That's bold.
That is bold.
Because, I mean, there's a good chance cavemen, when they killed an animal, they're not dapping each other
I don't
up. They're
think
not
you got
chest
time
bumping.
to high five in that case. You just killed an animal, man. It's time to get back to the
killing
cave.
a saber tooth. I mean, I feel like it's just natural to kind of yeah.
Well,
like
that's
high
interesting.
five.
I'm thinking about it now. All of the old footage that I've combed over for the vault, I don't see a lot of high fives.
Huh. So you think he's got legitimacy to his claim?
I don't know. Maybe he'd never seen it before.
So
I don't know.
I found something on ESPN, the creation of the high five, but it is Lamont Sleets.
Who the hell is Lamont Sleets?
Right. Yeah, I remember him.
So apparently the high five had been a fixture of African American culture since at least World War II, according to the story on ESPN. And I don't know if Sleets served, but he played baseball. And
so he precedes Dusty Baker?
He's before.
So this is a story from ESPN.
So you're saying Dusty Baker is full of stolen valor. Is that what you're saying? Here on these airwaves.
How about it? Dude, come on, Dusty.
Dusty.
Bad work by you.
Let's track him down. Let's get him on the phone.
All right, so give us an answer. 610-632-0975. Something that you associate with a person. It could be a player. It could be a celebrity. You name him. For me, it was the Ford Bronco with O.J. Simpson. Like, that's always going to be a thing.
For mine, it's Bobby Valentine and raps.
That's awesome. We also have Kevin Nagandi coming up at 12:30, so we'll ask him for an answer as well.
We can bring up Bobby Valentine with him. He'll know that lore.
Oh, he probably will.
Yeah. There was something with Cobb salads.
Probably covered it.
Curb Your Enthusiasm did an episode with Cobb salads.
Okay.
Do you remember this?
No.
Where Larry went to order, it was early Curb. He went to order the Cobb, but he didn't want blue cheese, bacon, or chicken. And the waiter or the chef came out and was like, "That's not a Cobb salad. My grandfather invented the Cobb salad at the Drake Hotel in Chicago."
And he's probably like,
And Larry was obsessed with it. And he's like, "There's no way this guy's grandfather
created the Cobb salad."
He's like, "My grandfather was Harvey Bingo, and he created bingo." Like, he started joking with it.
610-632-0975. He's Jamie Lynch. I'm Andrew Salchunas. We're filling in for the Cuz all of this week and next week as well, right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. If you need a new roof, because you might have like bats in yours or something, don't mess around with any old contractor. Invest in the best for you and your family. You got to call New Look Home Design. They've been incredible. They're just incredibly professional. They make shopping for a new roof easy, and they're always giving you a great deal. Right now, save 50% off all roofing materials and get free gutters with the purchase of a roof or siding replacement. And you know what? You don't even have to make a payment until the summer of 2024. So you have an entire year to make your first payment, and you're only paying half of what you would normally pay anywhere else. New Look has installed over 40,000 roofs, and every roof comes with a lifetime transferable warranty. They've been in business for over 20 years, and they hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, so you know you can't go wrong. They cover everything to give you the peace of mind that your roof is going to be done right. And if you book your appointment now, you'll get a $100 restaurant.com gift card when you complete an estimate, whether you purchase from them or not. And oh, by the way, the estimate, it's free. The deal ends soon, so hurry up. Just be sure to tell them that you heard it from The Fanatic. Tell them Andrew sent you. Just visit newlookhomedesign.com. That's newlookhomedesign.com, or call 800-279-5300 and tell them Andrew sent you. 12:22. 97.5 The Fanatic. Andrew Salchunas, Jamie Lynch filling in for the Cubs. We got Kevin Nagandi coming up in 8 minutes. 12 o'clock hour brought to us by Service First Heating and Air Conditioning. Get 0% financing for 72 months at a $500 rebate when you purchase a complete heating and cooling system from Service First. Learn more at servicefirsthvac.com. We got one open line. You can grab it at 610-632-0975. But Jamie,
I just saw some disturbing bathroom behavior in the building.
Yeah, like everything about
Well,
you's
you tell
changed.
me if I'm overreacting, because I saw it not once, but twice. I went upstairs to the 5th floor.
Okay.
Because I like getting away from, I don't like seeing coworkers in the bathroom.
I agree. I avoid, if I see somebody walk into the bathroom, I will avoid it.
Yeah. Like, I like being away from our cluster.
I don't want to converse.
Yeah, we don't need our zippers down having a conversation.
I'm just trying to pee here, man.
Yeah, so I go up to the 5th floor, and when I walk in, there's a guy in there. Now, I don't know if he's leaving the stalls or the urinal. It doesn't really matter. But he's got on the old school 90s, like, Walkman headphones.
Oh, yeah.
With the wires and everything.
Nice.
I go, that's weird as hell. Like, if you're, okay, what? I leave.
Mm-hmm.
There's another guy, a new guy, and he's only at the urinal, but he's got the iPhone connected cord headphones in. What the hell's going on up there in the 5th floor?
Wait, like the big headphones?
Well, no, these are the ones that go in your ear. The first guy had the over-the-ear, old school, like, looks like it was attached to a
the second guy just had the normal headphones?
Yeah, but they weren't wireless. I think wearing headphones in the bathroom is weird as hell.
Yeah, I think it's kind of weird. The wired headphone I was wearing up until like 2 years ago.
Yeah, once you go wireless, you can't go back.
Yeah, when I did the half marathon, and Christy got me the Beats.
Yeah.
The ones that, like,
kind
of go behind your head a little bit. Like, there's still a wire to it connecting the two, but it doesn't connect to the
You don't
phone.
find that weird? First of all, it's nasty. Second of all,
why is it nasty?
Because the cord's there. You might, like, pee on it. If the phone's in your pocket, you got a cord coming across the front of your body.
No, you go back pocket, and you kind of move.
Why are you doing it at all? How long do you plan to be in there?
Well, maybe just start his break.
Maybe they're listening to us.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They're probably listening to us.
Way to
You're
go.
chasing away the 5th floor audience. Great work, Jamie.
You're ripping the guy who's got a wired headphone?
I've never once in
make fun of him?
Never once in my life have I thought, man, I gotta go number 2. Better grab the old headphones.
The big headphones the big headphones is strange. I do know that we have somebody in our sales staff. I've never actually met him, so my apologies, but I know he's like on the other end, like near the music cluster.
Uh-huh.
He has the giant headphones wireless.
Yes.
But he does his sales calls on them.
Yes, I've seen him walking around with them on. It's quite strange.
It is, I'll be honest, it's
a little weird.
It's because they're huge.
Yeah, and it looks like you're removing yourself from...
And I'm not going to not look. You walk by with those gargantuans on, like, I'm going to take a look.
I don't think I've ever really seen people in the bathroom with headphones, and I just saw back-to-back people on the front and back end of my trip.
I have. Like at college, like when you would walk to class listening to music.
That's one thing.
Yeah, but you pop in the bathroom before you go into the classroom.
Take off your headphones.
Oh, come
Why?
on. No, you don't have to take off your
I
headphones.
want to listen.
That's weird as hell.
I want to listen to Mo
mighty.
Bamba.
No.
It's Thursday. I want to get myself ready.
Nah, I'm sorry. That's
Listen
weird.
to Mo Bamba.
That's weirdo behavior.
Before I go into class while I'm using the bathroom.
I'll ask Kevin Nagandi about it. That's weirdo behavior.
Kevin's going to be like, what the hell are you guys talking about?
Yeah, you see strange things in life.
Speaking of Mo Bamba, the phone lines are now buzzing at 610-632-0975. I asked today for your chance to win FanFest tickets, something that you will always associate with a person. And I thought about this with Mo Bamba because the song's literally named after him. But as Ray said, he had to tell one of his college friends that there's actually a Mo Bamba in the NBA. She didn't even know that. She just thought it was a song. I put out a tweet on middays earlier today. Campy checked in the song Cashmere with Chase Utley.
Yeah, it's a good one.
You hear that guitar riff in the beginning.
I think of Chase Utley immediately.
It's Chase Utley every single time. So I'll read some others on social media, but let's go to the phones, talk to Chase in Westchester. Chase, you're on the Fanatic.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I'm actually cracking up laughing about what you guys are talking about in the 5th floor bathroom. That's actually...
Right? Isn't that a little weird?
That's a violation.
Right, thank you.
Well, old school headphones, I see strange.
Wireless, I don't have a big a problem with. Once it's wired, there's too much interference.
Yeah, but what if he can't afford the AirPod? Those things are ridiculous.
Just don't wear them to the bathroom.
Let the guy listen to music when he's peeing.
It's weird.
AirPods is even being generous.
I still think AirPods are weird, but I can at least allow
Maybe
it.
he
doesn't want to hear your stream. It's weird.
No,
What do you got, Chase?
But, I was going to say, I do like the Mo Bamba timing. I'm not too ecstatic though. I'm not going to over enunciate it or anything like that. But it does feel neat off the bench. Gives a little stretch big man off the bench, rebounding. That way him and Paul Reed can play together. Fills a little bit of a hole we have. Not too thrilled, but it's a minimum. Can't really complain about it.
Yeah, I know Paul Reed showed growth last year. As a guy who's not really the biggest Paul Reed fan, he did show growth last year. I think he's still very raw, and maybe that's a Doc Rivers problem. But yeah, Mo Bamba could stretch it a little bit, so that is something you need.
Yeah, and Paul Reed did shoot well in the G League before he came up, so I think we'll see that shot more. He came up at the end of the year last year, so I don't think he had much, you know what I mean, had much of a role. So I don't think he had room for that. But yeah, so another thing I always associate with a person, I'm going to go straight with the whole Mo Bamba reference. The only other player I know that came in the league that had a song after him before he even got minutes was John Wall, True 41.
Oh, yeah.
Straight out of Kentucky.
John Wall. Yeah,
that's a good one.
I remember that one. Chase, that's a great answer. That's a great answer. I'll put you on hold. I do remember that. He had the dance and everything.
Was that his own dance, or was that like the Dougie or something? Or am I cross-training?
Well, he did do the Dougie, but the flexing part, or you go back and forth.
Yeah,
back
that was
and forth.
his.
Yeah, I
He
think
invented
that was him. Maybe. I don't know. May or may not did a music video as a school project at one point in my life.
Really?
Yeah. We had a bunch of kids do the John Wall, and then we lowered the rim to like
and Saul started
7
dunking.
feet.
Yeah, nice.
It was like it's the end of the
You're
year.
doing your fur can dunk videos?
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, Matt Salvano chimes in on the headphone thing, and he
Okay.
says, I guess you don't really go to the gym. No, I don't anymore. Gym is
You look
excluded.
great, though.
Thank you, Andrew. The gym is excluded from the headphone in the bathroom conversation. That's a different animal.
All right, what about what I said, walk into class?
Take him out.
Why?
It's weird.
What, do I have to respect the bathroom?
Kinda.
Respect the Louvre?
Yeah. Kinda.
Why?
It's weird. Gym is excluded from this. Just clarifying.
Like, there's weirder places to wear the headphone.
Like what?
All right, I'll ask you this one. What if there's a nice old man, he wants to listen to the Phillies game while he's at the game?
I'll give him a pass. At the game? I like those old men that listen to the game on the radio.
Too.
Yeah, I want to be one of those guys
respect the hell
eventually.
out of those
He gets a
guys.
pass, or she gets a pass.
Okay.
You're in a workplace, weirdo.
I'm sure Kevin's excited to be asked about this one. Let's head to the Comcast Business Hotline. Talk to our man as we do every single Thursday from ESPN, the great Kevin Nagandi. Kevin, Jamie saw something right before we brought you on, right before we started this segment. He was in our bathroom here at the building, and not one but two people came into the bathroom wearing headphones, and one of them was the big old Walkman headphones, it seemed.
Oh, wow.
That strikes me as strange.
That one's strange, but the other was just normal Apple headphones just with a wire.
I still think it's weird. Your thoughts, Kevin?
I don't. What's weird about it? Like
that's what I said.
It's
wearing headphones is weird.
Well, when they're wired, it's going into your pocket, so like it's not really cleanly. I think it's weird to see somebody in a workplace bathroom with headphones in. I don't know. It just comes off as strange and unhygienic to me.
Okay, I never thought about the hygiene issue. But at the same time, I've never been in a bathroom where somebody's come in with a Walkman.
Right? That's what I was like. What's this guy doing wearing these headphones?
It's been a minute since like 1989, and I'm dating myself. So I bring that up to you guys. So I listen though. I appreciate somebody holding a vintage headset of a Walkman.
That's what it is. It's vintage, Jamie. It's vintage.
Like you guys are young. I'm 48. So when the Walkman came out and Sony had those yellow.
Oh, Kevin, I'm 41. I'm right there with you. That was the goal to have that.
He's 41, but he acts like he's 15.
Wearing the highest end Apple iPod latest version 14.0, and no one could say anything to you. You know, like I had my Sanyo or those Yamahas. The person who had the Sony Walkman, that was a status symbol, like we view, the latest Apple iPhone.
When the Sony Walkman yellow one, the sport version came out, and it had the over-the-head in earbuds, that was living, baby.
That was living, man. And you were the guy walking around the block like, yo, whatever he's doing, I need to do it.
Yeah.
That cool.
All right, Kevin, we promise we'll get to some sports with you. Tyrese Maxey, untouchable, yes or no?
It just depends on what the package is. Like, I love Tyrese. So, again, it depends on what you're getting in return. If it's for Damian Lillard, then I say you kick the tires because this window is, 3 to 5 years? Maybe 3. I'm probably being very kind when I say 5. 3 years with Joel Embiid at this level of play. So you go all in, but, like, a lot of the other players around the league, like, I love Tyrese. I love his energy. I love what he can do, and I think they're just scratching the surface. I will tell everybody this. I obviously follow the college game. When the Sixers drafted him that night, if you look at my Twitter feed, I was so happy because I knew the kid had a ton of talent, and we got a steal in the 20s. What he has done where they've come back to him and said, we're going to work on your 3, and how he has dedicated his game to be better at shooting threes and how he has adjusted to anything that Doc wanted last year to say, all right, I'll come off and provide some instant offense off the ball. He's done everything the Sixers have asked, and he has been phenomenal. So it would be very hard for me to just get a package of players if Tyrese Maxey's in the deal. So in that viewpoint, he's untouchable. But if you're talking about Damian Lillard, then I'd like to hear what the conversation's all about.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what we've been talking about the last week and a half has been for Damian Lillard. I just find it crazy that it got to the point where, Brian Windhorst was saying prime Michael Jordan, 25-year-old LeBron James, if they're calling, no, Tyrese Maxey's not on the table. And I found that absurd that if the Sixers might be going that far with him. But Windy did say earlier today that Daryl Morey has something up his sleeve. It's been a weird week and a half, Kev. Like, we've had James Harden opting to get traded. Now he might be coming back. Tobias Harris, we have no idea what's going on with him. Tyrese Maxey goes from untouchable to maybe not untouchable. This Sixers offseason, it's been busy, but nothing's really happened yet. Do you get a sense on what they might do?
Listen, I would never doubt Daryl in the sense of trying to make the club better in his best capacity. Let's just view some things here. Like, just because a lot of teams around you are making moves, you don't win a title in July. It's the same way you don't win a Super Bowl in March. Mm-hmm. And how many times will we see the team down south in Washington make all these splashy moves and then literally not have any clue about football as the regular season continued, right? But it was always March. They signed a big guy, right? I am going to always hold judgment until the season starts on what's going to happen here, specifically with the Sixers, because you can't just go out and make moves right now. You have to hear what the market's all about. And teams are just waiting and watching, obviously, what Damian Lillard's going to do and how Miami plays out. But, I would be patient with the whole process. And listen, he had to figure this stuff out from the beginning with Ben Simmons, man. Mm-hmm. And he was dealt a deck of cards where it's like, I've got to go. I don't want to be here. And he still got the best possible. Now, I understand we had to give up assets, but listen, if we would have been stuck with Ben Simmons the last 2 years compared to just, all right, we've got James Harden, we could figure it out, and potentially we got James Harden off the books. Look at what the Nets are doing. They are stuck with Ben Simmons. So I view this from a perspective of let's just see what happens. Let's have some patience. He's put in a tough position because Harden wants to go to a certain place.
Yep.
And Lillard wants to be dealt to Miami, and his agent at least has not been shy about the situation. I just wouldn't get my hopes set up on Damian Lillard coming to Philadelphia. I just wouldn't, because Lillard has sat and waited patiently in Portland. He's going to go where he wants to go. And I know Portland's in a position they could send him anywhere, but in the end, it's got to work out for both sides. So I do get a kick out of seeing some media types playing like, hey, let's go to the trade machine. And you look at it, and then they get a lot of Sixers fans' hopes up, and you're like, what are we doing? That's not even logical. There's no way another team would do this. Why would the other team want to do this? So I would just press the pause button on what you see on social media and coming up to any conclusions until we actually see something happen.
No, but you're absolutely correct. But if Tyrese Maxey does become on the table, let's say in September as camp's about to break down and Dame's still in Portland, I mean, I would think every GM around the league would prefer a Tyrese Maxey to a Tyler Hero. So if I'm Joe Cronin, the GM of the Blazers, my career is tied to this trade. I just don't understand. I do understand and I don't understand in the modern NBA. Why do I have to get them to Miami? I got to get the best package for the Blazers.
100% true.
And
100%.
It's almost like this comes up every year, but the GMs almost have to put a line in the sand where it's like, I have a career too, and I have to do what's best to keep my job.
But that's 100% accurate. And why would Miami offer anything of relevance right now? They're going to see what they can get away with, right?
Sure.
Push comes to shove, you'll see a deal done with Damian Lillard somewhere when a team has to finally figure out the right package. Like, you're not going to see anything right now, at least unless Miami wants to actually be serious about it. But they're feeling everything out and seeing what they can get away with. And Portland's sending a message out that, hey, this is a career-changing type of decision for a GM that has to make something that defines his career, so he's not going to just settle down. I mean, I saw the Woj stuff that came out, and, Woj is plugged in more than anybody that I know in this business, and when Woj speaks, I completely stop and listen, and when you saw those quotes, you're like, yeah, they're sending a message to the league. Yeah, well, don't waste my time here. If you want to trade, then come to the table with something serious, but I'm not going to entertain these petty packages because you think I have nothing else to do and I have to make the trade. Yeah, there are a lot of scenarios out there with teams, but you won't see real desperation, I think, until Miami makes its final offer and then they realize we've got to make this trade. And if they can't do it, then Portland will go somewhere else. But look how long it took the Ben Simmons stuff that we heard. Look how long it took the Kevin Durant stuff we heard. We heard so many rumors over and over again before trade. And then you have a deadline. The trade deadline spurs the actions with Kyrie Irving. You can have all this talk in between, but literally it comes down to a deadline.
Now, before we let you go, Kevin, I'm going to put you kind of on the spot here. We're doing a little side conversation today as the Sixers signed Mo Bamba yesterday. Nice little depth move for them. And, of course, there's a song named after him. And there are people that don't even know that Mo Bamba's in the NBA. They just know the song Mo Bamba. So what I want to ask you, Kev, is there something that you always associate with a person? It could be sports, could be a celebrity. My answer was the Ford Bronco. I'll always think of, OJ, of course. And
mine was the wrap sandwich and Bobby Valentine.
Which I never heard this story. Apparently Bobby Valentine claims that he invented the rap.
He invented the rap.
Jamie heard that Bobby Valentine has talked about it, apparently. He claims that he created the rap. So is there something that you will always associate with somebody?
Man, that's actually a really, really good question. I mean, sports related with this audience, I will always associate Dr. J with the Spectrum and what it was like walking into the Spectrum, the smell of the Spectrum, everything about the Spectrum. And whenever I see Dr. J, without question, I will always associate that specifically. If I ever see black cleats, this is for
Randall.
That specific Eagles team, like you mentioned Randall, right? Seth Joyner, Reggie White, all on the black cleats.
It was cool as hell.
Hey, if I see anybody wearing black cleats, I go straight to that, no matter what.
Oh, that's cool.
The one other thing, anybody that wears a baseball hat backwards.
Oh, absolutely.
Junior Griffey. Junior Griffey is the one I immediately think about. My daughter stole my hat the other day and was wearing it backwards around the house. She's 6 years old, and the whole time I'm like, oh, my God, she's Junior Griffey. That's just the first thing immediately I think of, aside from her being adorably cute. So those are the three things off the top of my head that I think are really sports-related immediately.
Another one, Kev, since we're in the same age group, do you remember the neon green Mizuno batting glove that Ricky Henderson made cool?
Yes.
That glove was the absolute coolest. If you played Little League Baseball, you needed that padded Mizuno batting glove.
Yeah. The Mizunos are the best.
Yeah.
Legit. They were always like, "Oh, you can only get them in a catalog. You can't find them."
East Bay. They just closed.
Catalog.
East Bay just went out of business.
Oh,
yeah, it's a pour one out for East Bay, man.
Sad.
Yeah, listen, I think anybody can relate in the last 25 years if you got the East Bay coming in, you would just sit there in your mailbox next to your Sports Illustrated and just circle a bunch of the sneakers you could never get.
Right.
That my parents would never buy me, yes.
That's awesome. Kevin, listen, thanks so much as always for joining us. You got one more week of us knuckleheads next week, and then Anthony will be back. He's perusing Italy right now, so he's having a good time.
Always enjoy it, fellas, man. Have fun, all right?
Thank you so much. There he is, Kevin Nagandi, ESPN. Kevin brought to us by the Siren ETF Trust Distributor Foreside Financial Services, LLC. 610-632-0975, the number to climb in. We got 2 open lines.
I got another one I could steal. Should I take it off the board? It's local. Or should I leave it for the people?
Take it.
The shooting sleeve and Allen Iverson.
You just took it from somebody that's on the damn. It's right there in front of you.
His is actually different.
Oh, okay.
So a different AI. That's how influential AI was.
AI's got a lot.
Yeah.
Here's a great one on Twitter from Sam Lees.
What do you say, Sam?
He'll always associate the decline sit-up bench
with T.O.?
With T.O.
Great.
That's a great answer. So if you have one, your chance to win FanFest tickets, just call 610-632-0975.
Tyrone, I did steal yours. I didn't see that there.
Yeah,
but don't worry, Tyrone. We got you FanFest tickets. That's my bad.
Oh, he'll think of another one too.
Did you were too young for the Mizuno batting glove.
Yes. I was a Mizuno man though.
So it was padded on the backside of your palm, the part that faced the pitcher, and it was neon green. And it was right when Ricky Henderson was like stealing every base every time he got on. And he'd always play with the Mizuno batting glove. And it was just like the coolest thing I remember from Little League.
I was a Mizuno man. You know why?
Yeah, why's that?
Ichiro's a Mizuno guy.
Ah, there you go.
2 open lines, 610-632-0975. He's Jamie Lynch. I'm Andrew Salchunas. We'll continue the conversation. Your chance to win FanFest tickets. We'll reset everything that we have going on. We got a lot of it today. All right here, 97.5 The Fanatic.
WPEN Burlington, Philadelphia, a Beasley Media Group station. Official home of the Sixers, Flyers, Union, and the best Eagles talk in Philadelphia. 97.5 The Fanatic.
1250, 97.5 The Fanatic. Andrew Salchunas, Jamie Lynch filling in for the Cuz. Anthony perusing Italy. Did talk to him this morning.
Where is he?
He's near the Gargano coast,
which I believe is southwest.
Sure.
I think down by the toe.
You tell me. But he's having a great time. Kids are having a good time.
I would imagine.
But he still is telling me how much he misses football. It's just like, dude, come on, man. Like, I get it. Like, I love sports too, but you're in Italy, dude.
Yeah.
He was on the beach when he called me.
Oh,
I'm
man.
like, dude, just enjoy the freaking views. Marvel at the views,
You'll
man.
marvel at the views.
Like, I don't need to hear about your love for football right now. Tell me about your love for the Italian culture while you're out there.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. So the Gargano coast is more in the so it's not the heel. It's the east coast if you're looking at Italy, but it's up around
geography, bro.
You know how dogs have that little, I call them bleep hooks up high on their leg?
Yes, I know what you're
That's kind of where the Gargano is. Like, it's the...
Okay.
It's almost like a heel, like a spur, where you'd have the spur on the heel of the boot.
That's in San Antonio.
Yeah. And by the way, Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, so
He did nothing wrong, but this is a wild story.
There's a story on TMZ right now. We're efforting for more information. Britney Spears.
I did not expect to see this headline ever in my life.
No, this is one of those, like, when Ray all of a sudden tells us today that he knows, like, the biography of Trot Nixon.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the weirdest thing in the world. By the way, ever since we talked about your Edenton steamers, I've now see tweets popping up on my computer.
That's right. They're listening. You know
they're
it.
listening, which
Go
is weird.
watch some Steamers baseball.
But yeah, the headline is what? Wemby, one of his security guards.
So I read the story because...
Oh, there is detail.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the headline from TMZ Sports says, Britney Spears slapped in the face by NBA star Victor Wembanyama security. So how do I not click on that story?
You have to.
So I click on it, and they were she has, I think, a stay in Vegas where she's performing.
Okay.
So they were in Vegas at the Aria Casino, and I went there once actually with some Sixers brass on their dime.
Oh, cool.
Great
Nice.
steakhouse with an awesome like waterfall light show.
Oh,
and
you
stuff.
were there for the summer
League. Yeah.
Oh, that would make sense. Summer League that he's out there.
Yes. So he's out there. But I watched the Spurs game actually a little bit yesterday. I don't think he's playing.
I don't think he's participating.
So I think he's just hanging with the team and getting to know everybody. So Wembanyama is at the restaurant, sitting down at a table with Spurs security. Britney Spears enters the restaurant with her security. Apparently fans are going nuts for Britney, all that. She sees Wembanyama at the table, claims she's a fan, walks over to the table, taps Wembanyama on the shoulder to ask for a picture.
Okay.
The Spurs security guard sees somebody reaching for Wembanyama at the table, doesn't realize it's Britney Spears, turns around with a backhand to the face.
Oh, my God.
Knocks Britney Spears down to the ground, apparently glasses off the face, the whole deal. She goes to her table, probably embarrassed and all that. The security guard, realizing he stepped in it, goes over to the table, profusely apologizes, says, you understand what it's like when, people are reaching for you and grabbing for you. I was just doing my job as a security guard. She claimed everything was cool, no worries, files a police report later that night. So I would say the former security guard of the Spurs.
Well, let me ask. He is doing his job.
Shoulder tap does not warrant a backhand.
Look, they're on high alert. They're in a public place like this. All of a sudden, they hear rowdy screams. He probably doesn't know who it is.
Nah, he's in trouble.
All right. But what about what happened? What was it? The weight? It wasn't
you could
waist
grab the
management.
hand and pull it away.
Yeah.
And
What
turn around.
happened with the golfer a couple weeks ago?
What golfer?
Remember the guy that the guy wins the tournament in
Canadian
Canada?
guy. Yeah.
And the guy goes to spray champagne. He's a fellow golfer.
Yeah.
And he gets Ray Lewis.
Was it Adam Hadwin?
I shouldn't say Ray Lewis. He gets.
Oh yeah, don't say that. It means something else.
No,
I think it was Adam Hadwin.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken.
Let's go, James Harrison.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a linebacker that could really hurt somebody.
You don't go to the backhand right away.
No. This guy got tackled right away.
And it's a female?
Did he see, he said he
I think when Bayama's back was to Brittany, she came up and tapped him on the shoulder. I guess the security guard's next to him, sees something, and just fired.
You can't auto fire. No
Look
auto
at this.
fire
You're
on that.
supporting the security guard? You can't fire away there.
I'm just saying, did he even know that it was a woman? You just said a woman.
No, maybe not. I don't know. But either way, you don't fire around a backhand slap to the face.
Yeah, probably not.
No.
Also,
did backhand slap knock someone to the ground?
Yeah, like that's some force.
Did the golfer deserve getting truck sticked?
No, but that's funny.
Oh,
Brittany getting smacked in the face. That's not so funny.
I'm not saying it is funny.
It sounds like you're enjoying this story.
Either of them are funny. I thought the security guard at the golf outing was a little out of line too. You got to know.
It was a little bit extreme.
You got to know who the golfers are that you're protecting.
So Wemby caught up with Britney Spears. This league, am I right?
Yeah,
Mad Libs of a headline.
Slop season, man. 610-632-0975. We do have one open line. Ryan Field, great answer for something he'll always associate with a person. The gas mask with Laramie Thompson.
That's a good one. The bong monster.
That is a great one. Let's go get some on the phones for your chance to win FanFest
Anytime
tickets.
there's a bong monster in the draft, just take them.
Just take them.
You're getting immense talent falling to you. Like I always think of Warren Sapp in that situation.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about weed. Just take the guy. He's taking some bong hits. So what? Scumbag father-in-law or stepfather.
Had a good career.
Leaking the pictures.
Boy, yeah, that was...
that's low, man.
Let's go to Jamal in West Philly. Jamal, you're on the Fanatic.
Hey, fellas, I thought you was about to steal mine when you mentioned AI, but I'm going to go with AI because not only did he change the culture here in Philly, but he also changed the NBA culture with the cornrows and tattoos.
Oh, he flipped it on its head, Jamal.
Yes, a global phenomenon with just everything that he did, man. I thought you was about to say when you said even with the
No, I stole Tyrone's accidentally, and he's up next.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like as
the
Jamie said,
was
there's 50 things that you can go with Iverson.
That's how big he was.
I can go cupping your hand behind your ear.
Yeah.
I know other athletes have done that, but I think of Iverson.
The step over, like you said, I ain't even say no more. I don't know how many other people want to use it.
I know Iverson's got like 12 of them.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great one, Jamal. We'll put you on hold for FanFest tickets. Yeah, Iverson here. Let's just keep on going with the Iverson ones because I do see a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Let's go with Tyrone in Mount Airy. Tyrone, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great.
The FanFest tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah, I accidentally stole yours, but it's a great one.
Yeah, it's all right.
We got you on the tickets. Don't worry.
We're still going to give you the tickets, but you said the arm sleeves.
Yeah, the arm sleeve. Every time I see a player in the NBA wearing an arm sleeve, I think back to 2000, 2001. That was the year the Sixers went to the finals. AI was coming in hot. He did his thing that year, arm sleeves. He stepped over Tyronn Lue right in the finals. He was on the main stage, and that's when the whole world got to see who he was.
Yep, that's a great answer. I'll put you on hold for your FanFest tickets. And now two people have mentioned the step over. I know Chris wants to talk about it. What's up, Chris?
Yeah, I was like, please. Everyone kept talking about Iverson. I'm like, they're going to get to it. They're going to get to it. I was waiting every time I see Tyronn Lue on TV for any reason. I just think of the step over. He can coach any team he wants. He's a great coach. I can't not think of the step over.
I mean, it's one of the most, it's weird to say, but it's one of like the NBA's most iconic moments.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the Sixers lost 4 games to 1.
Right. Exactly. The Lakers win that
and
that
everybody,
series.
you mentioned that series, people go the step over.
Step over. Yeah, nobody's talking about Shaq winning MVP or Robert Horry,
Not at
Big
all.
Shot Bob, or
It's the step over.
Nobody's talking about Rick Fox.
Yeah.
They're talking about Iverson the step over.
Yeah.
That's a good one, Chris. We'll put you on hold.
All right, I got another one that I'm pretty confident nobody's going to take.
Iverson or
No.
Oh, okay.
The Air Huaraches and the Fab Five. Black socks, baggy shorts.
You were just talking about that last week.
Anytime I see black socks, I think of the Fab Five. And they brought the full-length basketball shorts back. They were like the first team, because it was kind of short era.
Okay, yeah.
Fab Five brought back the baggy shorts.
That's pretty cool.
And the Air Huaraches, I will always associate with the Fab Five.
That's really cool.
Because they were like, the sneaker I was never, my parents were like, no, we're not spending $120 on a pair of sneakers. These days, that's common for a pair of basketball shoes. But back then, I was still getting like, $55, $60 sneakers or whatever. And they were like, no, Air Huaraches, Air Jordans, what are you, nuts? And I always wanted the Air Huaraches.
Well, now the big thing is when it comes to sports and association, right, it's you did it at some point. So did you wear some? Did you try to dress like the Fab Five at some point?
I had a Michigan starter jacket. I started rocking black socks because of the Fab Five.
So my answer,
and I had some Bobo Air Hirachas.
Yeah, but you made it work. Like I'm trying to think.
I
Like
tried.
Ichiro wore Mizunos, so I had to wear Mizunos.
Absolutely.
I know kids that I played basketball with that wore the shooting sleeve.
Oh yeah,
because they were Sixers fans. So that's a big part of it too, where you're actually rocking the same gear as a player that you really like. Now, I don't even know where this is going to go, but we have Peter on the cell who has an answer. Peter, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, guys? I got to say, I love listening to you guys. You're doing a great job filling in for Anthony.
Thanks a lot,
We
Peter.
appreciate it. We're having a
Now,
lot of fun.
Peter, I see the subject of your call, and I have something I associate with this guy too, and I'm curious if it's the same thing.
So I got to go back to 08 Phillies. Pat Burrell, his walk-up song of Dirty Laundry.
It's an all-time walk-up song. I thought you were going to go the butt out on a ball.
You know,
because he always stuck his ass out to sell it when it was an inside pitch.
He did. But
I thought you guys were going to go Old City.
Walk-up songs until Pat Burrell, like, he would strut up
Yeah.
the song. I mean, so now, anytime I think of that, like, think of Pat Burrell, I think of Dirty Laundry, or I think of Dirty Laundry, I hear it, I think of Pat Burrell.
You think of Pat Burrell, yeah. I mean, the walk-up songs, like when you have a good one, like Chase Utley, locally, Cashmere. When you go nationally, you think of Enter Sandman.
Yeah,
right. I mean, you got
that was pretty badass.
Yeah, you got some pretty good ones. Thanks for the call, Peter. That's why, and we'll put you on hold for your Fan Fest tickets. I'll be honest, dude. I know it's a I hate you, Ron Burgundy, but damn, do I respect you kind of situation. Edwin Diaz and the Timmy
I thought it was
Trumpets,
cool as hell.
It was
I thought it was
dude.
cool as hell.
And I remember saying that to Pat, and he was like,
oh, he hated it.
And I'm like, dude, I get it. He's ignore
the Mets aspect
for
of
a
it.
second.
If we had a guy coming out of the bullpen,
we would be going
and
nuts.
the whole stadium was doing the horn thing.
Yeah, my first thing was, because this was before Kimbrel, I was like, dude, Sir Anthony needs to come up with something freaking awesome, so that when he comes, that's why Brad Lidge, he did Drowning Pool for the Soldiers, and the siren would play.
Oh yeah,
dude, you knew. Tom Gordon, who sucked here, but he had Flash Gordon.
Yeah, that was pretty
I thought
cool.
that was awesome.
All right, I got another Burrell one.
All right,
talking in the third person.
Did he do that a lot?
Do you know the I'm not really going to get into the.
You got burled.
You got.
I don't know where you're going with
you
this.
got burled, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
How does it feel to be with Pat Burrell?
Oh, that's what it was.
Pat the Bat.
Everybody out there has a story about Pat Burrell, and it usually tied back to the Irish pub and maybe a
Old
St.
City.
Joe's co-ed or a Temple co-ed. And how does it feel to be Pat Burrell?
He sold
Pat
his,
the Bat.
What a legend, that guy. Half man, half machine.
He sold his apartment 2 years ago.
Oh, he still had it?
He still had it.
Oh, really?
Dude, the
Oh, man.
pictures, freaking gorgeous.
Oh, I bet.
And I'm like, man.
If I could trade places with anybody right now, Pat Burrell's up there. That guy's living the dream.
It's a great.
Those walls could talk.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure of it. Let's go to Tom in New Orleans. Tom, what's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Doing great.
So I got one. I want to clarify. Say I'm from Philly. I just married a girl from down here, so I can never leave.
Oh, congrats.
So I still try to listen.
I love
to you
New
guys
Orleans.
as much as I can. Come on down anytime. It's a beautiful place to be. But mine was. You guys remember Tebowing back in the day? When,
Oh, yeah.
I was in high school, and so that was the big, like, when you did something in gym class, people would Tebow afterward.
Yeah, that was. I used to coach basketball around the same time, and I had players Tebow at half court every time.
Yeah, all right. That's the thing. That was like the celebration because it was simple. It was easy.
And then they would find themselves on the bench. But you know,
Do you remember when he was here?
Yeah, it was wild.
It was insane. And there were people that legitimately were like,
people will still vow for him as like he deserved a better shot in the NFL. And it's like, no, he didn't. He's one of the greatest college football players of all time.
yes.
He was not an NFL quarterback.
There's going to be, I think, a Netflix doc soon on that.
Is there?
On that Florida team.
That's going to be wild.
Which, Aaron Hernandez was on that
The
team.
Pouncey brothers.
Urban Myers.
Yeah.
Insane, obviously.
Clearly.
That's a good answer, Tom.
Don't forget that's your boy Riley Cooper on that team too.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it's another one. Yeah, we'll put you on hold if you can make it. That'd be great.
And Tim Tebow claiming he was a virgin in college is the biggest lie that's ever been told. Yeah. Come on. Come on, Tebow. Nobody believed you.
Couple, I want to show some love to the people on social media. How about Tom checks in with the finger wave in Matumbo?
That's a great one.
Like, that's, you know.
And we got another tweet. I think it was
block a shot in any pickup game. You're still doing
my boy Henry tweeted in Jason Babin and tribal tattoos, which is pretty funny.
They're funny.
And I forget the name because I don't have it in front of me anymore, but somebody tweeted in, and this is a good one, Macho Man and Slim Jim.
Oh, yeah, that was, where was it?
Snap into a Slim Jim.
That was Fredo.
Fredo.
Yeah,
that's a great one. I can't see a Slim Jim and not think of him.
Yeah, see, I was late on that.
Yeah, that you kind of missed that.
Because I have eaten Slim Jims and not thought.
And I wasn't even a wrestling guy.
Oh,
Like that-
really?
no.
But, the commercials. Yeah.
The commercials were everywhere.
I'm sure. Yeah, for a Slim Jim, Slim Jim.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
They're still good, dude.
I never really. They
still kick to them.
They kind of like bite back at you. You know what I mean? Like there's this snap that feels very weird to me when you bite it.
What's wrong with your teeth, man?
I feel like I just gave another non-context.
Oh, we've already been caught a couple times today.
Oh, yeah.
Today?
Yeah.
What did we say today?
I got caught today. I forget what it was. B-Gum was like, oh, I got you good. I was like, oh, come on, man.
By the way, I went to see our great program director, Chuck D'Amico, during the break. He was eating a slice of pizza. Lot of bend.
Paganos?
Yes.
There's a good flop on the tip?
There was a lot of flop to it. It looked good.
I saw the Barstool Pizza reviews last night when I was aimlessly scrolling on my phone.
Yeah.
And he pulled a piece, what I thought was the proper amount of flop on the tip. And it was like a third flop. And I just went, that looks like a good slice. And I didn't send it to you guys. So.
Yeah, I feel kind of upset that you didn't send it to us.
Well, I did, and then it's hard to restart a video on Instagram, and I lost interest, and I kept scrolling. Come on. So sorry. That's all the effort you guys get. Yeah, that's all you guys get.
Let's go to Aaron in West Philly. Aaron, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Yo, what's going on, Andrew?
Another beautiful day, dude.
Another beautiful day, man. I was just reading this thing about the Chiefs and the game, man.
Dude, it's bothering me.
It matter, man. I'm still mad.
And they're trying to blame the Eagles now. Like, the field sucked. There shouldn't have to be they had the wrong cleats. That shouldn't even be a thing. It should just be the normal playing field that you've been playing on all season long. Why are you trotting out a new turf on the Super Bowl?
Yeah, man, we always getting hosed by something, man. It's getting me more. I was just reading it when I was, man, I'm getting madder and madder. But I'm going to give you one, back in the 90s, man, a lot of us used to have our tongue hanging out like Michael Jordan.
Oh, absolutely.
You know
what I mean?
And MJ's and the follow through because he used to let it dangle a little bit.
So my dad, when we would play 101, he would do the tongue out. It would always freak me out because I'm like, dude, you're gonna bite it. You're gonna bite your tongue. Yeah. It freaked me out, man. You take what if I accidentally? Now I was a little kid, so I was about to elbow my dad in the face, couldn't reach, but that would always freak me out.
Okay, do you think the Dame thing have any traction, any fire behind that?
I do.
I don't.
I do, just because Tyrese.
Johnny, you think so, Johnny? You think so, Johnny?
Jamie.
Just because Tyrese, I think, is the best piece they'll be offered.
Johnny, that's my fault.
That's all right. It's cool. You call me whatever you want. We're friends.
I'm all mixed up, man.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
That's all right.
See, I drive. We're here to Andrew will tell you.
You're grinding, man. You always are. We appreciate the call, man. There's the horn.
I love that.
We'll get Aaron's Fan Fest tickets. So I'll be honest. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think it is either, but I do think there's validity to it.
There should be.
Because of how good Tyrese Maxey is.
But that's why, there's a reason why.
If I'm Joe Cronin, why am I denying?
Right.
Like, screw you, Dame.
Well, that's why I went on that rant yesterday.
I don't care.
That's why I went on that rant yesterday. Unfortunately, I love that the player have power, but there's too much where you can pick where you want to be traded to. And it's not like you have 1 year left on your deal or something. Like, no, he's got 3 years left.
Yeah.
And that's a problem for the league.
Ben Simmons did the same exact thing.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You take the...
Well, no, he didn't pick Brooklyn. He just wanted to get traded.
He wanted to get out.
And that's fine.
But it was right after the Supermax extension.
And I still think that's ridiculous that you can request a trade a year after signing a contract. But the fact that Dame may have say in where he gets traded to, I think is a problem for the league, especially when it's Miami who does not have assets. So do I think it makes logical sense where Dame Lillard comes to the Sixers and Tyrese Maxey is a part of the trade? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to happen? No, and that really pisses me off sometimes.
I give it like a 5% chance. But guess what? I feel like Al Pacino. You fight for that inch. I'm fighting for that 5%.
No, they should. Morey should be calling every day.
Yeah, and I'm calling the agent and going, I don't care if he doesn't want to be here. I'm offering Portland the best package. Screw you.
And oh, by the way, Dame, it's not like you're coming to a losing situation.
Yeah, so imagine, let's just play out the trade goes down.
Yeah.
And Dame is unhappy here. What's he going to do?
Not play.
You're not going to play with the MVP of the league?
Right.
Which gives you your best chance in your career at a title?
Yeah.
That's what you're going to do.
And immediately, you now have your best chance of winning something.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I get angry thinking about it.
It's stupid.
It is.
And Dame has no play, so I call his bluff. By the way, Luis Ortiz tweets in a great
awesome
one.
answer. Awesome answer.
LeBron James and the baby powder.
Yep. And if you've ever been near, I never played at a high enough level.
Matt Cord probably has gotten doused with baby powder when you think about it.
Probably. I've never played at a high enough level, but when we do knockout,
you baby powder it up?
Because it's there. And it's fun. Yeah, I'm LeBron James, just, like a foot shorter. And here's another good one. Bust out, non-sports related, because it doesn't have to just be sports.
It could be anything.
Matt checks in. When he sees the plain silk tie, he always thinks of Regis Philbin and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. That's a great one.
I used to love I thought Who Wants to Be a Millionaire when it first came out was awesome.
Oh, it was a good show.
Yeah.
I had a game on the Game Boy Color. Wow. And I would always only get the first two right.
You went Game Boy Color? I went, what was the Sega one? Oh, damn it.
Handheld?
Yeah, it was Color before Game Boy Color. And it was their handheld one. Game Gear.
Game Gear.
I was a Game Gearsman. I wasn't a Game Boy Colorsman.
Well.
RBI baseball and the Game Gear. Oh, that was live. I spent a lot of nights, when I was supposed to be sleeping, playing RBI baseball and the Game Gear.
Damn right.
We would eat up 8 AA batteries in 2 hours.
Oh my God, yeah. We have Ray's World coming up, which I'm going to get sued apparently for coming up with the name Ray's World.
Yeah, Kincaid's threatening litigation.
Yeah, so we'll get into that coming up. We're also going to continue this chance for you to win FanFest tickets regarding something you will always associate with someone. And this is coming off of the Sixers signing Mo Bamba.
And real quick, my buddy Gabe Basine says MJ did the baby powder first. That's where LeBron got it from.
But did he do the throw in the air?
I don't know if he did the throw in the air. Maybe that was his spin on it.
Right.
But I don't remember MJ doing that.
I think of LeBron throwing it in the air. How many pictures have
there was a whole Nike ad of
greatness.
Right, and it was
before we get to Ray's World, something happened yesterday. And it's funny, we got into it during the vault yesterday, and then it happened in real life afterward as well. And it's another swagged out moment in sports and in baseball and involving a home run. And it's with one of the great young phenoms in Major League Baseball right now. If you did not see what happened last night with Ellie De La Cruz, the Reds taking on the Nationals, we'll explain what happened. Davey Martinez, the manager of the Nationals, wet his diaper and spoke about it as well. I'll tell you what, everything
I got
happened.
plenty of diapers at the house if he needs more.
It was such a cool moment yesterday. We'll get into it. You can climb in at 610-632-0975. He's Jamie Lynch. I'm Andrew Salchunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
Phillies beat the Rays. I'm Ray Dunn. This update is brought to you by the BetPark Sportsbook app. It's a great time of year to be outside with your BetPark Sportsbook app in the palm of your hands. Get in on the action all summer long from the beach to the boat to the boardwalks to the Poconos. The BetParks app has you covered. The Phillies beat the Rays 8-4 last night. Back-to-back wins in Tampa Bay to begin the series. Nick Castellanos and Trey Turner each homered in the victory. Bryson Stott 4 for 5 with an RBI. Taijuan Walker went 7 innings, struck out 8 and allowed 4 earned runs. It's the 11th straight road win for the Phillies. They'll go for a dozen in a row on the road with Christopher Sanchez on the mound tonight. Mo Bamba signed a 1-year deal with the Sixers last night. Originally drafted by the Orlando Magic, he spent the end of last season with the Los Angeles Lakers. Originally graduated high school from the Westtown School. This update's also brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. What makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination? Because they offer free battery testing and charging.
Roku, LG Smart TV, Waze, and more. That's Odyssey, AUDACY. Check it out now. More of the Anthony Gargano Show now.
On 97.5 The Fanatic.
120, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now our boss came in with a bust out one.
Dude,
and
awesome
I didn't
answer.
know. But it's a great one.
My dad's told me the story before, but Chuck D'Amico with a great one.
UL Washington. He goes, you ever heard of him? I was like, it sounds vaguely familiar, but like not really. He goes, Phillies Royals World Series.
Yep.
UL Washington would always play baseball with a toothpick in his mouth. In the batter's box, rounding the bases, in the field, all of it. And he said him and all of his buddies would play wiffle ball or sandlot baseball, and they'd all be playing with toothpicks in their mouth.
It's funny. You know,
sounds very dangerous.
When I was a kid, I wanted to, swing my bat like Gary Sheffield.
He was always one for
Ken
me.
Griffey Jr. Never really thought about wanting to put a toothpick in my mouth and do a sprint.
No, it sounds dangerous.
That's terrible.
Sheffield was always one of the coolest batting stances.
Definitely.
And the kid.
And it's easy to do it with the wiffle ball bat because it weighs nothing.
And I started switch hitting in Little League because of Ken Griffey Jr. I was like, I want to swing lefty. That looks awesome. So I practiced batting lefty and did it one year. And it was just, I was okay at it. I wasn't like great or anything.
But I was Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, but I was wearing my hat backwards, and I thought I was cool as hell.
But that's a great one by
UL Washington.
All right,
bust out, Cudge.
So speaking of the kid and young phenoms, now Ken Griffey Jr. a Hall of Famer, so Ellie De La Cruz still has a lot to do to get there.
He's cool as hell, though.
If you've watched any Reds games or just highlights at this point, Ellie De La Cruz is all over it, right? He's a very young player. He's huge. He's tall. He's fast. He can hit. He's fantastic. So yesterday, the Reds are playing the Nationals. And it's funny, during the vault yesterday, it was Gary Matthews' birthday, correct, Ray?
Correct.
So Ray played the home run from the 1983 NLCS, where Sarge, the second the bat makes contact with the ball, and I showed you it this morning. And, right, there was literally, like, the ball hadn't even left the infield yet. And he's already throwing the bat and spinning. It was awesome. It was such a great, it was a great pimp job by Sarge with the home run. So yesterday, Ellie De La Cruz hits a home run. And the Nationals manager Dave Martinez asked the umpire to check the bat because of the knob. He didn't like the knob at the bottom. He thought it was illegal.
I'm pretty sure De La Cruz will be awesome at baseball no matter what bat he's
knob
using.
or no knob.
Yeah.
Right. So it wasn't a George Brett Pine Tar situation. It wasn't a Sammy Sosa corked bat situation.
That was wild.
He didn't like the knob. He thought the knob was illegal. And it turns out the knob was fine. So De La Cruz, 3 innings later.
Sounds like David Martinez is the knob in this situation.
3 innings later, he hits another home run. And he looks at the ball and then looks at the Nationals dugout and points at the bat. And basically
he flips the bat upside down.
Check it again.
And points at the knob and says, check it.
Like,
that is awesome.
And, earlier today, we started the show with kind of the NFL and how crazy it's been with the gambling recently. They didn't even have a proper field in the Super Bowl.
They got some issues on their hands.
They got a lot of issues,
but it's not going to matter.
The sport is still fantastic. They just need to maybe tone it down a little bit with some other stuff. Baseball needs to turn it up, right?
Yes.
Because the sport, I love the sport. Not everybody loves the sport. There needs to be more, flair to it.
Absolutely.
Did you see what Carlos Santana did the other day? Former Philly great.
Oh, wow. I thought you were going guitarist.
No. Did you see what he did? He had a walk-off home run.
Where is he now?
The Pirates. Right?
Yes.
Pirates.
He's with the Pirates.
Wow.
He was not even halfway down the third baseline going to home. It's a walk-off, so everybody's there. Yeah. He starts dancing.
That's cool.
And he's like backing up. He's dancing. He's doing all kinds of stuff.
That's real
fake
cool.
Sprinting the home plate because they're having a good time. They're a young team that's, they've fallen off a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was like a crazy comeback. And like right away, I saw Brett Myers tweet out, if I was facing him the next day, he would have taken one, between the numbers. Like, dude, Stop,
Yeah.
man. Like the
It's
guy
a
hit a walk-off home run.
run.
Let him pimp it out a little bit, right? He's celebrating. And then somebody else made the point of, well, that person shouldn't even be on the field anymore. Like the pitcher shouldn't have seen it.
Yeah.
Like the pitcher should have walked off at that point. So Davey Martinez then speaks after the game.
Oh, I can already tell he's going to be a huge baby.
I love the way he plays the game.
No, you don't.
But I didn't like his antics after he hit the home run. We can do without that.
Oh, stop it.
He's only got 2 weeks in the big leagues, but he's going to be a good player. First off, no, we do need that.
Yeah, no, you actually do need it.
Second of all, you're the dude that cried that something about the knob was an issue.
You're the whole reason he acted like that.
Dude, your team sucks.
Yeah.
Your organization has traded away anybody with talent.
Well, did I want to trade us Lane Thomas to play left field?
Yeah, that'd be nice. But, like, come on, dude. Like, you're going to complain about the knob on the bat and try to get, him ejected from the game?
Yeah, it's
Young
ridiculous.
phenom. And so I love that he did that. He hits the home run and immediately turns to the bench.
He's awesome. He's awesome for baseball.
He's going to be fantastic.
Yeah,
dude.
he's going to be the game's best shortstop. If he's not already, like he's getting close.
Yeah. Dude, again, I know it's the Braves thing, but I hope Pat Egan's not listening because he was angry about me actually liking Edwin Diaz's
I liked
trumpet
it too,
song.
and we argued.
Ronald Acuna Jr., so much fun to watch.
Yeah, he's
not
awesome.
just in terms of how good he is, but he's got flair
He
to his
does.
game too.
Got swag.
I love everything about Ronald Acuna Jr. other than him being on the Braves. And remember he got hit by that pitch in the playoffs last year, and it took him like 8 minutes to go to first base. It was against Wheeler.
Yes.
And then Wheeler fell apart after that because he had to wait like 8 minutes for Acuna Jr. to go to first base.
It's good gamesmanship.
Yeah.
It's all right, though. He helped us out in the outfield.
He did,
JT's.
not going after JT's what would have just been a double ends up being inside the Parker.
Oh, man, I forgot about that.
But, I just
I'll
want
never forget that inside the Parker.
Dave Martinez, dude, like, come on, man. Baseball's got to get out of their own way.
Yeah, I feel like he's annoyed me before, Dave Martinez.
Yeah.
So he's probably just staying true to himself, which is he sucks.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good point. Let's go to Tevin in the Northeast. Tevin, you're on the Fanatic.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you?
What up, man?
Not much. I just wanted to call and one of the most iconic people that have seen and dealt with is trendsetter of the NBA. Started it all. Dennis Rodman. From the crazy hair to the tattoos to the freaking parrot they came in with.
And Madonna.
Yeah, and Madonna, the wedding dress. There's like a laundry list of things Dennis Rodman has done.
So there's a million things that, you're at a wedding and you're looking at the beautiful bride, but you're going, Dennis Rodman wore one of those.
Yeah, what would Dennis Rodman look like in that dress?
I love it.
Everything with it. Even from AI and his tattoos to Marcus Smart with his colored hair and everything else. Everything I see, I just look like, Rodman did it.
That's a good one. I'll put you on hold. I didn't even think about that one.
I didn't either, but yeah, I mean, he was at the forefront of like the full body tats.
There was still nothing better than in The Last Dance when he was explaining how he learned how to rebound. Click here.
I used
click
that
there.
Yeah.
Click here.
I tweeted out that video like probably 20 times regarding different things.
I remember watching, I understood what he was saying.
Yeah, so did I.
I was watching with Christy, and she's like, what's he saying right now? I was like, don't worry about it. He's just
how he pursues basketball.
Don't worry about it. It makes sense to him. All right. And that's all that matters. He was a hell of a ball player.
Yeah.
Let's go to Andrew on the cell. Andrew, what's going on, man?
Not too much. How you guys doing?
Great.
Just wanted to say thank you for all you guys do for us working during the day. Get to listen to you.
Well, thank you for doing everything that you do.
But whatchamacallit, you guys were talking about the new flair. It seems like everybody in the past that loved Ken Griffey hates all the new guys coming up, showing any emotion on a baseball field.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's strange. And then, people, I've called out Bryce Harper about this earlier this year. Bryce Harper, when he hits a home run, he gets very fired up. Remember, he did the Fanatic over the Phillies logo. He's all fired up. When he hit the walk-off grand slam, remember, he sprinted around the base, which is all cool. He showed emotion. Earlier this season, when they were in Colorado, that Rockies, I forget who it was, but there was a reliever who struck someone out and kind of looked at the Phillies dugout. And then Harper came sprinting out of the dugout, and he was all pissed off. And I get it, you're trying to defend your teammate, but, dude, you can't, in one breath, show a bunch of flair and then hate it when somebody does it against you. Like, if you're going to dish it, you got to take it, too.
Oh, 1,000%. And then I'll just throw in one name for you. The Jose Mesa and the blue bright colored glove.
Oh, yeah. I loved it.
I'll be honest. I love the multicolored glove. That's a good one. I'll put you on hold. Jose Mesa, your second all-time saves leader in Phillies franchise history.
Joe Table.
Only behind Jonathan Papelbon.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's a bad list.
Yeah, it's not
Mesa.
good. How is Billy Wagner or Brad? I know they, longevity. They weren't here.
I don't think is really relatively close.
No, because he was only 3 or 4 seasons here.
Yeah, and it was he had one very good one. He actually wasn't great.
48 for 48.
Yeah, and then after that, he actually wasn't.
Well, his career, great. And I used him in the Kimbrel comparison because Kimbrel's very similar. Great year, down year. Great year, down year. And luckily, Dombrowski signed Kimbrel off of a down year.
He's having a great year.
And he's having a great year again. And Lidge was kind of like the same way.
So Lidge actually is fifth all time with 100.
Who's the top 5? Is Bedrock in there?
Steve Bedrosian, third, 103. Mitch Williams right behind him, 102. That would make sense. And then Papelbon and Mesa. Papelbon has 123. Mesa's 112. I always like to say when people are like, I always hate Papelbon. All-time saves leader.
It's wild.
During a very bad time.
Yes.
Like the Phillies sucked.
And him and Bryce Harper getting into it.
Yeah, that's right. The choke.
Papelbon randomly follows me on Twitter. I have no idea why.
He's looking for that airtime.
Maybe.
Yeah, he started talking out a lot.
Yeah, I think he was doing a podcast
and he was ripping the Phillies organization the entire playoff run, and they kept on winning.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the Keith Hernandez thing with the Mets, where he ripped the Phillies, and the Phillies go to the World Series. Papelbon kept on ripping the organization.
Bryce, too. I remember him saying something about Bryce not being a leader.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. He took shots at Bryce, shockingly. It seemed like they were such great friends.
I was told, and I was always kind of like iffy on Papelbon when I heard when he moved into his Rittenhouse, like a mansion apartment, that he had a mural of Fenway painted on one of the walls.
Painted on?
Yes.
I would understand if he had like a painting.
The way the story was told to me, it was one of the walls was painted.
That's weird.
Right?
If he has a painting of, all right, this is
Fenway, that's cool.
He used to play there.
And I can't confirm. I don't even know where I heard this story.
No,
but
let's believe it.
Run with it.
How dare you, Papelbon, all-time saves leader. Maybe he'll be on the Wall of Fame next to Scott Rowland one day.
Yeah, it's a shame he wasn't here like 2 to 3 years prior to that time period.
So I remember one of the podcasts, he was like, the reason why I signed with all these great players. He just didn't realize it was the end.
Yeah.
That's kind of, that's on you, dude. By the way, 9th on the saves list.
Who do we got?
You can hear him coming up at 2 o'clock.
Ricky Bo's 9th?
Ricky Bo with 78 saves in a Phillies uniform.
All right, Ricky Bo.
He's 9th. He
read 5 through 10 real quick for me.
Lidge at 5, Tugger at 6, Ron Reed, latest Hall of Fame member, Hector with 84. Ricky Bo is 78, and that Turk Farrell. Of course, you know him from his time with the 1950 Phillies.
How could you forget?
How could you? He pitched 14 seasons.
Oh, he was with Johnny Callison. Is that true? I don't know.
That is actually true.
Okay, all right.
It's good work out of you.
Knew that.
It's good Turk Farrell knowledge. We got Ray's World coming up next. Let's go to Johnny first.
Oh, he's got a great one.
Johnny in Cherry Hill. What's up, Johnny?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Johnny, I think I did this for a small period of time.
I remember going to the playground and in my little league game, even down to the Villanova jersey, the whole outfit. But I had to have one high knee sock and one ankle sock when I played basketball for a certain amount of time during that era. And it's just Kerry Kittle. I had to do it. I had to be like, it was just, I always think about that. Even the Keith Van Horn when he had the double high.
Sure.
Knee socks, but
you know who else went double high knee socks? Rodney Carney.
That's right.
Former Sixers great. You weren't ready for that, were you?
Classic. No, I wasn't. That's classic. Real quick, I just never understood with the De La Cruz. I just never understood opposing teams being upset at something their pitcher allowed to happen. And, baseball out of all sports, which is my favorite sport, could use a little swag and a little spark and excitement and competitiveness, like, a little bit more out loud. I don't have no problem with it.
Absolutely. And you know what the problem is? It's not even Major League Baseball. It's getting policed early. There was a kid in college earlier this year who hit a game-tying 3-run home run, and the umpire ejected him after he touched home plate because he showed too much emotion rounding the bases.
That is wild.
And so the next guy who hit a home run, he speed walked. He touched home plate and because he basically showed up the umpire doing that. But it's not even Major League. It's not just Major League Baseball. It's even before that where they're policing it. It's stupid.
That's wild. But they expect you to show passion though, right? When you play the sport, right? Like, it's just come on, it's amazing.
Yeah, and thanks for the call. We'll put you on hold for your FanFest tickets. Me taking the shot at Bryce, it's not because he showed emotion. It's because he showed emotion and then didn't like it when somebody showed emotion back.
Yeah.
No, it should all keep it going.
Yeah, it's stupid, and it's part of the reason.
You're not talking crap.
No,
you're
showing emotion off of success in one of the hardest things to do in sports.
Yeah,
God forbid I'm human.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm showing emotion.
That's why Rougned Odor punching Jose Bautista in the face.
That was awesome.
It was awesome, but it was ridiculous because Joey Bats did the awesome bat flip.
Can I be honest? That's awesome. Baseball fights are awesome. Actually, when somebody throws
it's an
a punch,
actual fight, not
I feel like I go caveman where I'm like, that was in the face. I love it. That was awesome.
No, it was great.
He slugged him right in the face. Who doesn't want to see that?
Dude, by the way, something I got to let you know about. I did not know this existed. You know how we have the Immaculate Grid?
Yeah.
There is now a crossover grid.
What the hell is that?
Basketball.
Oh, really?
So early stages.
I'll do better at Immaculate Grid. I'm not you guys are all smoking me.
It's fun.
It is fun, but I'm not getting these bust out 0.1 percenters.
Right.
Chan Ho Park today.
Yeah,
that's huge.
I'm scratching
Bills
the
and
surface.
Dodgers, I imagine, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
NBA, I think this is going to be more in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, so it's crossovergrid.com.
Crossover Grid, all right.
So I'll do that at some
Can't wait.
point.
Casual.
Now, you're such a casual. You're not going to be good at it. You missed the Kerry Kittles thing, huh?
Yes, but I knew what it was.
I loved Kerry Kittles. I was going to Villanova camp during those times. It was so dumb, but it was awesome. The one high sock, the one ankle sock. Nobody else did that.
Yeah.
That was so unique to Kerry Kittles. It was.
I knew.
I think I tried it a couple times in a game, and I was like, I feel stupid.
You felt weird.
Yeah.
I know Kerry Kittles. So I don't know why, dude. When you're a kid and you're pretending to be both teams and you're playing by yourself.
Yeah.
I was always Sixers versus Nets. So I knew Kerry Kittles, but I never did the sock thing. I didn't even know about
he was
it
beast
as a
in
kid.
college. I think he finished second in the Naismith, or he might have won it his senior year.
That's impressive.
Yeah, he was a hell of a player. He kind of re-put Villanova on the map again.
That's good.
Yeah.
They needed it. All right.
You say that with such disgust as a Templesman.
Yeah.
Temple people everywhere. I'm surrounded by them.
You mainline people. A couple open lines, but before we get back to the phones, as we do every day, 1:30-ish. Today, 1:39. Yesterday was 1:39. Back-to-back 1:39. As long as it's still in that 1:30 area, I just can't do it after 1:39. All right?
Yeah, we're pandering to the people that are definitely showing up at 1:30 for my advice.
For Ray's World.
Yeah.
It's time now for Ray's World, even though we're getting sued because John said Ray's World is a spinoff of Jamie's World. But I do Ray's World on a spinoff of Wayne's World. Which sounds similar.
Yeah.
What's today's question, Ray?
All right. So I had a little trouble over the weekend. Tire went flat because I drove what looks like a bicycle kickstand.
Yeah, it was
into
bad,
the tire.
dude.
Yeah, it was really deep in there.
And this poor Ray, he goes, "Oh, maybe I'll be able to patch it up." I'm like, "No, you're kidding."
Yeah.
Tires are expensive.
So that's where we're going here.
It wasn't a little, tack. No, there was a gash in his tires.
Yeah, it was bad. I was kind of optimistic in the whole patch up thing. I put up for the appointment to have it patched up, and I got a call pretty quickly into it hey, man, you need a new tire. But the thing about this is there's a couple of things that irk me about this. The process I went through, I got an appointment on Sunday night at 5:30. Show up to the place. Person's like, oh, yeah, our guy left at 5.
So why did you take my appointment today?
Yeah. So why do I have an appointment right now? Why do I have to go? So I was a little annoyed by that. So I think I want to put that out there because I think it probably slants my frustration with everything that happened. But I'm looking at the bill for what I paid for here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There is a tire handling charge.
What
is that?
How much is it?
Just $3. It's $3 more I could have
Now,
had.
is there a tire removal charge?
There was not.
There's a service charge, I'm sure.
So maybe that $3 is the tire removal charge? Unless they're starting the Great Philadelphia Tire Fire.
You don't want your nuts messed with.
No.
You want some good luck nuts, dude.
Depends who's messing with your nuts, I suppose.
Anyway. Did you know that in this state we have a tire tax?
So we got the soda tax and the tire tax.
How much is the tire tax?
It's just $1.
Okay.
But a tire tax. There is a Pennsylvania tire tax, which I think might be the one stand I'm taking here. I want to know what my politicians now feel like on tire tax.
Where's this dollar going?
Yes, exactly. I don't
Next time
understand.
there's like an open house where you can ask a question to your local politician, you'll ask about the tire tax.
I got some ties to Governor Shapiro. I could track this down for you.
And then I'm just curious, why is it so expensive for a tire? Like, that's really where this is all headed.
So my cousin has one of those, you're a beach guy, one of those heavy-duty PVC pipe with the big fat tires on it. And those things are expensive. Yeah. And I was asking him about it, and he was like, yeah, if you ever get a flat, it really sucks because the tires are like $75, $80 for a beach cart.
You know why, Ray?
Rubber's expensive.
Are you ever going to drive a car with 3 wheels?
They got you.
They got you. You need the tire.
Do I?
Yes.
Like I honestly,
Fred Flintstone.
I had this thought, like, while it was happening, of like, do I really need my car?
Well, do you need your car? No, you could.
No, yeah, I mean, we're a car-dependent society.
Right.
It sucks.
I could have biked from Manayunk.
Uphill, downhill, you would have been a sweaty mess.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know how. Like, Matt Cord rides his bike in the work.
Wild. Because on a day like this, you'd be drenched. You'd need to change your clothes.
I could never do that.
No.
But there are people that Miss Rhonda has ridden her bike here.
Yes.
I could not do that, but you could. So you could get away without a car.
That's the thing. I'm sitting there like, well, I walk pretty much everywhere in the city. The only reason I've got the car is here.
My buddy, whose wedding I was just at, he works at Tubala. He takes bus route.
Does he?
Yeah. So does not own a car.
It's possible. I'm just too impatient not to have a car. Because I used to do the bus when I worked in the city. I would bus it up. Shout out to the Route 57 people out there.
There you go.
But I did like it. But like when you have to make transfers and stuff,
yeah, it's probably sucks.
It's just like I was too impatient.
But that's why you're screwed. You need another tire.
So on top of this now, because I guess I'll never really know the whole tire cost thing.
We got a guy on the line with good tire knowledge.
Oh, do we?
Oh,
and
dude, okay.
He will answer your question.
Oh, thank goodness. I need this.
What else do you have? What other questions?
I got the question of how do you find the good place? Because I'll be honest.
I got a place on 7th and Washington I used to go to that's Tire City.
Okay.
Legit.
All right, then I'll look into that. But I don't know how to find the good place here. I'm not taking shots. I'm not going to name names, but I don't think I ended up at the good place.
Yeah, I mean,
it's hard. I mean, I told you about Luigi, my mechanic. Once I realized he was my guy and I trusted him, I was like, this is a whole new world.
Well, and that's the big thing. You have to find the place.
It's hard.
It is hard.
Mine was passed down. Luigi was passed down to me through my father and my in-laws. So they had years and years of credibility built up with them. And I was like, I'm set. I'm good. They know I'm Jamie, the son of James, and the son-in-law of Suzanne and John. So I'm in good graces over there. But before that, I used to wander around for the guy you could trust, and it's a hard game.
It's tough, especially when you were looking for it, and I was trying to find it on a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
That made it a lot more difficult. I don't have someone with trust, and I don't have every place open at
when
my
it's a
disposal.
weekend like that, you just kind of screwed. You got to do convenience.
Yeah, I mean, look, I had a spot in Manayunk, and one day, like, I thought I needed to do tire, and they told me, we could patch this up.
Yeah.
He did say, next time you have something more expensive, come back over here, though.
Yeah, of course.
And
that's good work by him.
Of course. That's it. You need a good mechanic.
Yeah, I don't
Somebody
think I
that'll
got
shoot
that.
a real straight shooter with
So
upper
basically,
management written all over him.
Keep on trying different places until you find the one. Right?
I hope I don't have to use another place for a little while here.
Well, you're right. But if you do, just go somewhere different.
We got Rob to answer all your tire
let's
questions.
go to Rob in the cell.
Let's
Rob,
find out what these fees
what's going
are.
on, man?
All right, guys. So, the state fee, that's $1. I don't know why it is. It's $1 everywhere in PA, no matter where you buy a tire. All right, the handling fee. We have to actually pay to get rid of your tire.
That's what I thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the install, that's always just mount and balance. Now, as far as finding a tire place, I'm not going to tell you guys where I work. Somebody said Tire City, maybe, but generally you want to go to who makes the tires. Everybody else is just buying the tires, marking them up, and selling them to you. So go to Goodyear, go to Firestone, go to Michelin, people that manufacture them. Never buy tires from a dealer. Nobody ever buy tires from a dealership. Ever.
This is great tire knowledge. I feel like we're all learning something.
This is
here.
what you get from this show, damn it.
This is Ray's World, and I appreciate it.
Before I go, because I got to get back to work.
Ray, you good? Do you have any other questions?
No, I think I got it here. Now I know where I'm supposed to go. I got to figure out what type of tire this is now.
Well, Rob, we'll give you FanFest tickets because he's almost back at work. So, but let's take care of him real quick.
I'm jealous of mechanics and like car people
because they know how to fix things. Yeah,
it's a really cool skill to have.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. Like I barely know.
Like I was checking my just oil on the mower the other day, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm doing this right, but I'm also an idiot. Am I doing this right? And I was like, how's my dipstick? It looks good. Am I reading this right? I don't know. I'm an idiot.
I'm just gonna keep on riding the mower.
So like when you have knowledge of like engines and the way things work and like actually understand stuff, it's pretty cool.
See, I don't know where this call is gonna go, so we're just gonna try it. Uncle Frank, what's up, Uncle Frank?
How dare you? I'm in a succinct mindset. Happy Thirsty Thursday. Let me.
Yeah, you're succinct, all right.
Everyone don't worry. I'm gonna get right to my. Everyone have a festive 4th, I trust.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was great.
Good. Great topic today. I had a good one. Thanks for it. Great topic today, though. I love this. So I have a bust out for you.
Please.
Back in the 70s, okay, there was a wide receiver who was really fast. He actually recently passed away, but I do remember him. His name was Homer Jones. Anyway, he invented the touchdown spike. He's the first one to spike the football.
Oh, is that right? That's a great one.
That is good.
Yeah, so like Gronk spike, he's got Homer Jones to thank.
Everyone's got Homer Jones to thank. Yeah, he flew under the radar, but he was a good receiver. So listen, I know you're up. You got a couple more minutes. You want to get somebody else on. As I remain zap free for 23, boys. Okay.
That's awesome. I've zapped you before. Zap free for 20. I've zapped him 10 times this year already.
Yeah, I zapped him.
Is Uncle Frank the guy in the cage? Or the dog crate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a beer with Uncle Frank sometime.
I've had a beer with Uncle Frank.
He sounds like a good time.
No. For anybody that is listening to the show, I bust his balls and we have it back and forth. Awesome dude.
Yeah, he seems cool.
Really nice man. I have had beers with him. He's a good guy. He really is, and he'd look after you.
Nice.
So I really do. Brendan Gunn, who's in the back, great answer. Any quarterback with long hair immediately gets associated with sunshine.
Sunshine, absolutely.
Spot on.
I called Trevor Lawrence Sunshine at Clemson for 3 years.
And it's because of that movie.
All right, so since we're running out of time here, I'll read a couple that were texted to me, a couple were tweeted to me. So somebody says Paul Pierce in a wheelchair and his diarrhea. Pat Burrell and every female in the Delaware Valley.
Yes.
Michael Jackson and one glove.
Yeah.
Mr. T and chains.
I can also go O.J. Simpson in one glove.
That's not bad. And this has been tweeted to us several times. Nelly and his Band-Aid.
Yeah. That's a great one.
What the hell was that? I mean, it was kind of iconic, so it worked for him, I guess.
Yeah. Like, like if I say Band-Aid, you think of Nelly.
What, is he just getting baked one day and he throws a Band-Aid on there? He's like, this looks cool, man.
Maybe. I don't know.
Is there like an origin story of the Band-Aid? No?
There may have been.
My 4-year-old loves Band-Aids. And she'll like stub her toe and be like, I need a Band-Aid.
It's like a cool I guess you have like
and I've tried to explain to her Band-Aids are for blood. And she just doesn't care.
Another great one. I know Dennis Kennedy texted me earlier. Kyle K-Rose checks in on Twitter. Chunky Soup and 5.
Mama McNabb.
That's a great association.
Yeah,
and they're still making commercials with athletes.
Yes.
I ignore them.
It's all Mama McNabb.
I ignore them. Yeah, I think of McNabb.
Wilma.
And Mama. Yep. I ignore.
You boys look like you need some chunky soup.
Those commercials were great.
They were pretty good.
Because Harry was also the narrator in them.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
that's right.
I remember I played him in the vault before, like the best chunky suit commercials.
That was a good.
There was one where McNabb, full uniform, was playing Madden against like some guy.
Yeah,
and they were fighting over who got to be the Eagles. And Mom McNabb came in and like yelled,
"You
at them.
boys play nice now." Awesome. And you know what? Slept on local company.
Yes,
Campbell's.
Yeah, absolutely.
Camden, New Jersey. My cousin Sally was like their VP for a long time.
Dude, R.I.P.
Campbell Field.
Campbell Field. Man.
Yeah. Very slept on local company because they were worldwide. Russia apparently buys a ton of tomato juice and like for vodka.
Oh, okay.
They're big. Campbell's is big in Russia. Yeah, tomato soup and Bloody Mary.
Down tomato soup out of the can.
I will never drink tomato soup. I will only drink Bloodies.
I used to love like V8 juice as a kid.
Really?
And then one day I remember drinking it and being like, oh, God, what am I drinking?
As a kid, I would punish. I know we're about to get out of here. Snapples and Clearly Canadians.
What's a Clearly Canadian?
It was a seltzer, a flavored seltzer before like this new era of seltzers. A little more bubbly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like an extra.
But I can chug a Snapple, man.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
That's good. Best show ever. They're coming your way next. So make sure you check them out with 8th all-time saves leader, Phillies franchise history, Ricky Pitalico. Sorry, 9th. Hector surpassed them.
Yeah, you're giving him a little too much credit
9th
there.
all-time saves
Sorry,
leader
Rick.
in Phillies franchise
Couldn't
history.
even get to 8th.
Ricky Pitalico. Everybody have a great rest of your day. We'll be back tomorrow, and then, of course, we're in all next week as well. So everybody have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow right here, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Fanatic Sports Update.
I'm Ray Dunn. This update brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. What makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination? Because they offer free battery testing and charging and reliable replacement batteries. And they've always got your battery solution. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Phillies beat the Rays 8-4 last night. Back-to-back wins in Tampa Bay to begin the 3-game set. Nick Castellanos and Trey Turner each homered in the game. Bryson Stott 4 for 5 with an RBI last night. Taijuan Walker 7 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, and 4 earned runs. It's the 11th straight road win for the Phillies. They'll go for a dozen in a row on the road with Christopher Sanchez on the mound tonight in Tampa Bay. Mo Bamba signed a 1-year deal with the 76ers last night. Originally drafted by Orlando, he spent the end of last season with the Los Angeles Lakers. He graduated high school from the Westtown School. Sixers, despite signing Bamba, are expected to still have interest in bringing back Paul Reed. Keep it locked right here for all the latest news and information. I'm Ray Dunn for 97.5 The Fanatic.
Anthony Gargano, weekdays 10 to 2 on 97.5 The Fanatic.